Small got them back in the game and got them to lead.
But
Are you talking about last night?
I'm talking about the Nick game. Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes you go a little bit too far with it because there's no way in hell that guy should have been on Gilgeous Alexander.
He did make a tough shot though.
Yeah, but look who was on him. He had no view. He had the whole view.
Yeah.
Even though the shot was tough, it wasn't help. He could see the whole basket.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
This is what I was saying.
You can't have him. If anything,
well,
Hart got to be on him.
you can't let that best player get the ball.
No.
Right.
Well,
you deny him the ball and you let somebody else beat you. So be it. I'm not letting him get the ball and I'm not letting him beat me. I'm all right.
But with him, what's his name?
Jalen Williams.
No, give me the guard who was holding him.
McBride.
With McBride holding him.
Right.
All he got to do is post and put his hand up. He could get the ball. How is he going to not get the ball?
But he got a shot in the corner. He got a corner jump shot. And it was a tough shot.
I don't put McBride on him. That's
probably not. Probably not. But I don't know what. I don't remember. If they switched off or he was just with him from that whole entire time.
That's the whole thing. Too. You keep saying you deny, but the other team is running picks to get him the ball.
Right.
So it's not that easy to just deny your best because the Knicks got the ball into Jalen Brunson for the last shot.
Right.
And that's the guy that they didn't want.
They didn't want,
ball,
right.
But he still got the ball.
Right.
Well,
he ran off the pick.
But for the most part of the game, they was keying on DiVincenzo because he didn't have a good game. They were up on him.
Yeah, he had a bad shooting.
He had a bad shooting game.
Yeah, but regardless, when it comes to the last shot, everybody in America knew who was going to take the shot.
And that happens on almost every game.
With OKC.
Excuse me. And that happens with a lot of teams.
Like saying denying Kevin Durant the last shot. It's not going to happen.
It's not that. It's not going to
My thing is, it just makes it so easier. If I got a guy up to my hip,
right,
I don't got to move much. I'm just putting my hand up and throw it up to me, and I'm going to get the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's easy.
I was at the game last night, so Williams was another guy.
Killed him.
He was just all
killed him.
game.
He does it every time they played them. He killed them.
And Giddy too. Giddy was getting to the hole. He had McBride on him. Right. He had McBride on him during those times.
Right. So what does that tell you, the coach? You can't go with that small lineup too long. You could do it in spurts.
Right.
You can't do it too long. And he does it too long.
Yeah. Being the intern, I'm gonna raise my hand to ask a question. But so check it out. I mean, I agree with you 100% because I had a problem because it was like the last 8 minutes he didn't make no substitutions. But now we look at the situation. We got somebody disturbing us before we open up the line.
You got to give us a little bit.
If you talk to Knick basketball,
all right, Matt.
Let us get in a little bit.
Hello?
That's Brace.
Yeah.
Matt, you there?
Brace, you can hear us?
He hung up.
He's still on.
And the lines
the
ain't
audio. The phone line is up. Matt.
No, that was me. I was just making sure.
Oh.
Matt.
We can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, call back.
Call back and try again.
20 minutes.
But like I was saying,
If
you talk Knick basketball, do you expect calls right away?
Knick basketball?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
No, I just.
Then we need to start the show
off
with
Matt.
something else from now on.
Okay, Matt.
We're not getting that.
Audio settings.
Still can't hear him.
The test.
He can hear us, right?
Supposed to hear him.
I don't know.
Type it in, Matt. Type it in. Post your comment.
You're gonna have to post your comment.
Post your
on
comment
Facebook.
for right now.
Anyway, what I was saying.
Keep working on it, Dave.
If you like,
good afternoon to John Green. Shout out to John Green.
What's going on, John?
Everybody, you look up, you'll see somebody adding in. Holla.
Right.
All right, help us out.
I can't see from here.
We'll see it for you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Get to come on, yeah.
What I was saying though is like, okay, I understand everybody's comments as far as putting a bigger person on him, but how about not letting him get the ball? I'd rather have Jalen Williams take the shot than Shah.
Oh, but what I was gonna say was, and not that I want to defend Tom Thibodeau because that's your job. As a coach,
thank you.
Like what I find like he's doing a good job, but as far as making in-game adjustments, and that's the problem that I see over the tenure that he's been here. But we down 3 players, and so you had a small lineup out there. So I'm thinking if Randall was okay, if OG was okay, we covering with a bigger size against that taller lineup.
Yeah, but they wasn't there.
Well, they
Right, so you
he
gotta
had
make adjustments
right.
like
No,
that.
well, he had what's the name on the bench? What you call it?
Yeah, but the key word is on
Prince.
the bench.
He had Prince,
The
and
key
there was a
word is on the
timeout
bench.
call. There was a timeout call. So
Yeah, you could even put the other guy.
you
on
went
the
over,
other guard
went
on
over,
the-
and I'm
so-
sure
that came from Detroit. You didn't even have what you
Burks,
call.
cause-
Burks?
Yeah.
Because
He's taller.
Bogdanovich is not a great defender.
Well, I mean, you just
can
need
still got
height.
Burks,
you need
right?
height for situations
right.
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Especially when it's a tight game and you need the rebound.
Well, this was it. All the non-sayers come out after the game. You know, this and that.
Well, I'm always an advocate. I don't like small ball. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never liked it.
Small
So-
ball got them back in the game.
No, I understand that, but like what he said,
Not in situation basketball.
Right.
When you're in situation basketball, you can't have that. In spurts, you might do that, get away with it.
right.
Right.
When you talk about situation basketball, need a shot at the end of the game,
Right.
I'm not putting in my small lineup.
I'm
I'm not
not
doing that.
Well,
but that same
well,
lineup was
if
in there right
if
before,
they- if you
when
on
Brunson scored. That
well,
same
this what I'm
lineup
saying.
was
But like
in
he
the
said,
game.
it was a timeout before that.
It was.
You got to
It
make
was.
adjustment.
Right.
You know what they're gonna do,
Right.
so you got to put in taller people.
Right.
You know what I'm
my
saying?
thing is, if they're all shooters and you need that point, that score, you're on offense. I can see the small ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you need to get the rebounds and all that, and they already got size out there, you got to go with some size. You got to match them up, match some size for. That's how I always looked at it. And you know, Thibodeau got a reputation of
He sticks with these people.
right
He do.
staying with the line.
Yeah, he does.
You know,
He
has a
does.
reputation. That didn't happen when he got to the Knicks.
No, that's always been
Yeah, it's
that
always
way.
been that way.
I don't know why people are you know,
Shocked.
a shot because he, like you said, he's always
Yeah,
he's
always
played
been that
he's
way.
played his major players major minutes.
Right.
He's played guys. He stick with them for a long time. Those guys work hard for me. I'm sticking with those
Right.
guys, and that's the way he's always been.
Right.
He did it in Chicago.
Right.
He did it in Minnesota. You know, even though maybe some of those guys, because them younger guys didn't want to go for that, and which is why it didn't work for so long. You know, Butler was there with him, but he clashed with Karl Anthony Towns and stuff because you're not working hard enough.
Right.
This is what we got to do to get to that next level.
Right.
Hey, you're not willing to do that. We ain't gonna go but so far.
Right. Right. So yeah,
It is what it is.
Well, with that being said, if you're only going but so far, and I know there's only going to be one winner, we anticipate him not making it, but so far, like the second round.
Who are you talking about?
At
talking about
best,
the Knicks
talking
in
about
general.
Oh, the Knicks.
Thibodeau.
Oh, well,
Right. So
well,
that's the caveat
well,
right there.
I don't know. I don't agree with that because
Well.
you go by if you got a good enough team to win. Chicago was not beating LeBron and them. I don't care what anybody say, whether they played a lot of minutes or not. They wasn't beating LeBron and them.
Well, I would say I could agree with you, but as a coach, and you have to do some creative things, and that's where we fall in line with questioning his coaching limits or limitations. I would say, like, if you don't do something or try to make some type of adjustments or come at him differently as opposed to adjusting the lineup or changing the defensive flow
right
of things. That's where we say, well, okay, we're second guessing what he's doing.
Right. Well, what do you
Anybody-
think? What do you think he was going to do in that series with
Anybody
LeBron and them?
Anybody like to add on to
You
that?
got.
I gave you the bell.
Thank you, sir. You got. I'm gonna say something before.
No,
you
I
get
want you to. I'm sorry. Repeat that. What you said again. Say that again. What you just said.
Well, like far as in-game adjustments, like
Right.
when he didn't make no adjustments when Randall, the first year when Randall was double teamed by Atlanta and didn't pass out of it. Last year, Randall was hurt, and the onus was on Brunson, so they didn't have somebody to help them.
Well, wasn't that
What
He
was
didn't give-
in-game adjustments?
What are you gonna make? Your star player is getting double. What adjustments is he gonna make?
Well,
they didn't have all the players that they got now. They didn't
Right.
have those shooters on the
But
outside.
sometimes what you got to do for me, like Serge said, everybody and their mother who's getting the ball at the end knows who's getting the ball at the end.
Right.
Sometimes you got to go away from that.
Right.
You got to
True.
go away from that. You got to trust somebody else. You got to
Okay.
give somebody else. Sometimes you got to do that.
The year that the Knicks played Atlanta and they
Right.
were doubling Randall, and Randall kept trying to
He was forcing
he was
things.
forcing it
Yeah.
up. So do you take him out?
No,
talk to him?
No, what you got to do is don't let him create. He's not your creator.
No, he's not your
So
creator.
I wouldn't let him create.
And
Don't
they
give
didn't-
him the
at
ball
that
to
time,
create.
They didn't have Brunson at that time,
No.
right? Right.
No.
They didn't have Brunson.
He didn't
So-
have no help.
Right. You
Yeah.
had Quigley.
But
Quigley
still,
was there,
Quigley
and-
was
and-
there.
and what's-
Yeah.
But I'm not.
and what's the name was
And
there?
RJ Barrett,
RJ.
but
They didn't do much.
I'm-
and that was their first time in the playoffs.
Right.
They don't
Right.
know what the
See,
playoff situation is.
I understand as far as like you in the playoffs and you got things going on. You empty the bag.
No, you don't.
Yes,
No,
you do. I'll give
So-
you an example. I'll give you an
Ain't
example.
no 12th
Let
man
me
getting
give
on
you-
that
no,
court.
I
Come on
understand
now.
that. But let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
When KD was out there by himself against Milwaukee,
Okay.
Cam sat on the bench.
Okay.
Cam should have been in that game.
Was
KD was out there
was-
by himself. Hold on.
I'm gonna let you
Joe
say.
Harris was missing.
Right.
All them cats was missing.
Right.
KD out there doing everything he can, and the scoring load is on him.
Right.
Everybody else is missing.
Right.
You know what? Cam, get in there. I don't care right at this point. It's the 7th game, 6th game, game 6, game 7. I need Cam out there.
Cam-
'Cause at least then I'll have some scoring output.
Cam
Now,
wasn't
hold on,
doing
look
what he
at
was
that.
doing now. What
No,
he was
he
doing
still
back
was
then.
scoring. He still was scoring.
During that time when
He was, yes.
I don't
remember.
remember.
He beat the Knicks that year by himself.
I don't-
Remember that? You remember that?
and what's that? And KD was on that team.
Yes,
I don't
KD
remember
sit-
that.
Yes, KD sitting on the bench. You
I don't remember that.
I'll pull it up. But yeah,
Okay.
he can't.
You're gonna
He
have to
hit
prove
that
that to
three
me
at the,
because I don't
he hit that
remember
three
him.
at the end. I'll show you the
Okay.
highlights. But my thing is, yo, Cam sat on the bench and Joe Harris. All these cats is missing.
I got you.
Look, I gotta do it because it's game 7.
Sometimes you can't.
know what?
Go ahead,
You,
sir.
you went to the wrong example. The perfect example was what happened last year with Miami. Them guys sat on the
Against
bench
who?
against everybody. Once the playoffs started, he started playing guys that wasn't playing for them on a regular, and them guys came through, and they
Right.
all got contracts and went to
You
other
talking about
teams.
who, though?
On Miami Heat.
Martin.
Come on.
Oh, you talking about man? Oh,
Caleb-
yeah,
Caleb
yeah.
Martin.
All
Okay.
them ki-
I
yeah,
thought you said-
Martin.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Struce.
Right.
All these cats that was killing them.
Right.
They wasn't doing nothing during the season,
Right.
but he got desperate. Like you said, he
talking
said,
about,
you know what? I got to
yeah.
play everybody now.
Yes.
Which is what some people was knocking Thibodeau about last year because he didn't even
He
try
didn't
to
do
play
that. Right. He didn't
Fortno.
do that.
He
Right.
didn't even put Fortno.
Right.
Nobody
Best
else
shooter
is
on the
hitting
team. Right.
a three-pointer, and you're not going to use the guy.
Right.
So
I hear you.
No, so yeah, so
Sometimes you
just
gotta-
gotta do it.
You-
Like,
sometimes
you got
you
nothing
can.
to lose.
like,
Like you
Every
said, you got nothing
everybody
to lose.
everybody in the arena knows who's getting the ball on the last shot.
Right.
game.
You got to be smart enough to fool the people sometimes.
Right.
Not just the people, but the team you playing.
I get.
Because they expect
I,
that too.
I
You
understand
know what I'm
that
saying?
part.
So if you got a guy, if he's on the court and he got an open shot because
Right.
they ain't thinking he gonna get the ball, you got to give him a shot.
I,
You know
I
what I'm saying?
agree-
You gotta give him a
I
shot.
agree with
You
you
live
to
with
some
it.
point,
You live with it.
but I mean, I know I have gotten caught up in playing some of my kids that I know put the work in and play
Right.
hard. And I got kids on my team that they were on the team because they want to be on the team. They don't put the work in,
Right,
and I see it every single day.
All right.
So now,
Well, as a coach, you know your team.
right,
You should
why
know
am I
your team.
trusting this kid? Okay, this other kid may not be hitting. Why am I trusting this kid who
Right.
don't show me much in practice?
And you know what? That goes. I know we
And
know
then
for
I have,
sure.
and then I
that
have
goes
parents
on in
coming
the
after
NBA.
me. Oh, why you didn't play my son?
You
Your
didn't
son
have,
ain't
you
doing
didn't
nothing.
have Allen Iverson on your team, evidently. Practice. We talking about practice.
No, not that. Yeah, but I know what Iverson
But
can
he'll
do
put
in
him
the game.
But they'll put him in.
But I know what Iverson can do in the game.
Right.
I get what you say.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
joking. kid.
I
I'm
get what
just
you
saying.
say.
But see, but
But
like,
I've had parents
I
come up to,
understand.
oh,
No,
you
you
didn't
gotta-
play my
and
son.
you know what?
Right.
Well, you know what? That's a valid point because
Well,
people did say Cam was disgruntled
right.
throughout that year
'Cause he ain't get
wasn't
playing
getting
time?
No playing time. So I can see that in playoff time. You
All right.
we talked about that. What you say
Mhm.
when you playing in the league like that and parents is paying money.
Right.
As a coach, you got to be smart. You play everybody in the first half.
So here's
And
the
even the
tidbit.
third, when they get to the fourth quarter, them guys ain't playing. I don't
Right.
care what you say to me.
right.
Yeah.
They
After
they
the
got
game.
playing
But
time.
let me
You
tell
understand?
you.
'Cause that's what I used
Right.
to do when I coached.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That
Good.
John Green just shared with us. He said using 12 guys, the Knicks was 10 to 13. With using a 9-man rotation, the Knicks were 37
Right,
to 20.
but we're not necessarily saying you have to use that rotation 10 or 12 guys.
Right.
We're just talking about I don't care whoever you got in the game and the 5 guys at the end. You don't always like to have Brunson take the last shot.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I've
You
had
don't
a
have to do
parent.
that.
That's like a topic for the next discussion. Like if you look at Friday's game and he pulled up and took a 3, like going for the win, and like I feel that he's a great player, but sometimes I think he tried to shoulder too much of the bearing of
The smart thing, and we've seen it in our lives watching basketball, the greatest players, sometimes you get the ball, but pass it to the open guy because you know everybody's going to draw to you.
True.
So somebody's going to be open and you hit the open man.
Right.
And you just got to trust them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? To make the shot. That doesn't necessarily mean because you got the ball that you have to take
You
that
have
shot.
to take that shot.
And we've
Or
seen
take
that
a 3.
throughout the years with
Right.
great players who's done that.
Yeah, all the
You know
time.
what I
It
mean?
happens a
So,
lot.
Yes.
Now I had a kid. We in the semifinal game. It was a semifinal game. Kid can shoot. No bother. He's one of our best shooters that we had. He wasn't hitting nothing that game. Okay, no problem. You know, I ran a couple of plays. He missed the shots. You know, the offense is going, and you know, get a couple of jump shots. Wasn't going that game. We fell behind. Call timeout. I start pressing. I took him out. And I put a couple other kids that normally don't play a lot. But I knew they were quick. So I'm pressing. I put them in the game. They got us back to lead. We pressed hard, got back in the game, wound up winning the game. Parent comes to me at the end of the game. You didn't play my son. You ain't run enough plays for him. You know, didn't we just win the game?
Right.
You know, what are you complaining about?
Exactly.
Oh, you don't like my son. I always knew that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. You could have a leg of stand up if we lost that game.
Right.
But we won.
Yeah,
we got to the
I'm
finals.
not explaining nothing if we won
Right.
the game.
So I didn't argue with them.
Right.
So now we got to the finals. I started him back up again. He started again. He had a great game. He had about like 6, 7 threes. Got MVP. I ain't hear a word. I ain't hear a word.
I was
You
going to
did
say.
a good coaching job.
I ain't hear a word.
I was going to say.
John Green, Brunson passed to McBride for the win Friday night. No, he took a 3 and he missed the 3, and they was going for the lead. So
that's after what's the name's shot?
that was in the overtime when he had the 61.
Oh, with San Antonio.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, maybe in regulation time he passed, but in overtime he went for the home run. All right.
Right.
And it fell short.
What I was going to say
Well,
to you, Kurt, was every
Well, I'll save
parent,
that for my watch.
every parent wants their kid to have a triple double and the buzzer beater at the end of the game. All right, that's what they want.
Then they ain't gonna get that. Then they ain't being true to themselves
Right.
because it ain't gonna
Right.
work out all the time. It's about
Well,
us as a team.
If they also, like you said, they felt like you never liked their kid and they
Right.
knew that, why they bring them to play with you?
I wasn't. It was Omar's team, but I was coaching in that tournament, and it was Omar's team.
Bring them to
But
another team.
Omar,
if you feel that
you know,
way.
I don't get into all of that.
No,
stuff.
I know.
I shouldn't
I
even
don't
be
do.
saying names, but you know, this and that. But you know, I don't get into all of that. When I'm coaching, I coach a different way than what he did.
Right.
I like to press. I like to
Okay.
speed the game up
Right.
and put the pressure on. That's what I like doing. He likes to do something different. He likes to run his sets and all of that stuff like that. And I have no problem with that. But when you losing, you got to do something
You gotta
different.
coach. You coaching.
You know, I'm coaching.
All
I'm
right,
trying
hello?
to win the game.
I got you.
We
You still ain't got it.
I
You
think
got it
we
now?
still having
Difficulties.
Still having phone issues.
Now it rings.
A shout out to
Hey.
Omar.
Can't get it up. That's crazy.
A shout out to Kurt for winning that championship. You know what I'm saying? The interim coach Steve Kerr coming off the bench.
In terms of Steve Kerr.
hello. Let's
Well,
try
Jack-
Now,
that.
you know, and it's funny. Let's talk about that.
What?
How about, okay, when Steve Kerr was offered the job, right?
Uh-huh.
He didn't take the job. He took the Golden State job. Golden State had better talent. Don't get me wrong. And I don't blame him for taking that job over the Knick job or whatever.
Hold it down. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah. I hope, you know, I don't mind him taking that job. But let's just say he came here,
Mhm.
took the Knick job. What do you think? You think it'd be any different? Because they didn't have the talent that Golden State
Ain't
had.
none of the players. No.
Right.
You meant to say that he would have won like he want to go to state?
No, hell no.
No.
I'm
What
not
you
even
saying?
saying that because I don't think they would have won anyway, even if he was here. But I mean, Who did they hire? They hired wasn't it Fisher? They've hired Derek Fisher. When they Steve Kerr turned the job
Yeah,
down.
they hired Fisher.
They hired
because
Derek
Phil
Fisher.
Jackson did that, I
Right.
believe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because I think he wanted to run that type of offense that he ran before. You know,
I don't remember the players the Knicks had.
it didn't matter. They wasn't.
They didn't have a good team.
They didn't have a good team.
Right.
They didn't have a good team.
They didn't have a
Derek
good
Fisher.
team.
What did he last 2 years? Got fired, I think.
Yeah, I think a year and a half.
Yeah, no more than 2
Yeah.
years. So they didn't have a good.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered. It was going to take time.
Right.
They didn't have no. they didn't have
And
the
when you
players.
think about it, once Woodson left and those players that they had on that team, because they had a lot of vets on that team when Woodson was there with
Right.
Carmelo.
But
They had a
then
lot of
last
vets.
half after that,
Huh?
yeah,
Right,
Was
a lot,
that the Canby team?
that was before that.
right before
That
that.
was before that.
Right. On that team, they had
They had a
Kid-
bunch of older guys.
right. Well, they had Jason
Vets.
Kidd, Kenya Martin.
Yeah,
They
right,
had
right.
Rasheed
I
Wallace.
think
Was
at
on
that
team,
time,
but
when
a lot
he-
of them got hurt.
Had a bunch of
They left after that last year when they made the playoffs. I
Right.
think the only one that was still there, I believe, was Stoudemire.
Stoudemire.
He might have been only big
Wow.
that was about something
Right.
who was still there.
Because they had a lot of
Oh,
guys.
right.
With
Marley
Melo.
was-
They had Steve
Right.
Novak. They had
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Carmelo.
were stupid for letting him go.
Right. They
He's
should
a
they
great
should have
guy.
kept him.
You don't have to
He's a
pay the
great
guy
shooter.
much
No.
and the best shooter on your team,
Yeah.
and you let him go.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand that.
I didn't understand that either.
Yeah, I didn't understand
You know,
that.
sometimes management thinks things too.
Overthink. They
overkill.
overthink. Yeah,
Right.
they overthink
When
stuff.
you got the best shooter and you come
you
in
got a
Carmelo,
guy who
all
can
they had to do
shoot,
was kick it to him.
And you don't really got to pay him a whole lot of money. How you don't keep him?
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't get it.
I don't
get it.
Now,
That's a shoot guy.
was that year after, was Woodson there or did he leave? Because he was on the sideline with who did they hire after that? I can't remember. He was
After
on the
Fisher?
sideline, then he got the Indiana job. Part of that season. The year after that.
So John Green
Who's
said that he would have
Woodson,
been
I don't
fired
know.
already. Kerr would have been fired after 2 years. All right. So
Who was the coach after Woodson?
At the Knicks.
After the Knicks? Can you remember?
what is that?
But he was on the sideline. He was still D'Antoni.
No. It was Hornacek. D'Antoni, when Woodson Jackson came and he let Woodson go. Remember?
But he was on the sideline when another coach was there. He was on the sideline, and then he
After
got the
he
Indiana
coached?
job.
Who's that,
Right, he
assistant
was
coach?
there on the sideline, and he got the Indiana job.
What, as an assistant coach?
No, yes,
wait a minute.
Not
Kurt.
as an
Wait a
assistant
minute.
coach.
Wait a minute, Kurt.
You're not getting
Yeah,
fired from
wait
the
a
coach to
minute.
go to assistant
So-
coach of the team.
No, he's saying that
Woodson left
Woodson
to take the
left as
Indiana
an assistant
job.
coach.
I'm talking about the year after the playoffs.
Was it Hornacek?
After that playoffs, he didn't leave
Oh,
right
Hornacek.
after that playoff run they had. He didn't leave right after that.
I'm talking about the first time, his first tenure as a head coach.
Yes,
Jackson let him go.
That had to be looked at.
Right?
but
Correct.
but was it in the middle of the season that
No,
he
it was
left?
the end of the season.
They talking.
So who was the coach after that?
Jeff Hornacek.
Yeah, but you the Google guy.
I know.
Okay.
Head coach. Knicks.
You could check it.
Chronological.
Anybody like it was remember they wanted to hire Derek Fisher first.
They wanted to hire Steve Kerr,
Oh,
and they hired Derek Fisher because Steve Kerr turned him down.
and then Jeff Hornacek came out.
I'm looking for him now.
I can't remember.
All right, so we
Oh,
had,
man, you,
I will-
you said Jeff
we-
Hornacek.
Listen,
That's what I'm
I
trying to
know it was.
remember.
I know it was. It was Kurt Rambis.
Kurt Rambis.
Derek Fisher, Kurt Rambis, Jeff Hornacek,
Wow.
David Fisdale, Mike Miller, Tom Thibodeau.
That's correct.
Wow. I forgot all about
I
Kurt
forgot about
Ramsey.
Kurt
Kurt.
Rambis.
And Mike Miller, right? Kurt Rambis was on the sideline.
With who? Who was he on the sideline
With
with?
Woodson.
With Woodson?
It says here, Larry Brown, Isaiah Thomas, D'Antoni, Woodson, Fisher, Rambis, Hornacek, Fisdale, Miller, Thibodeau.
Rambis didn't start the year being the head coach.
I thought
No.
you said he was
Well, it don't matter
mid-season.
when they
You said
come
he was
in. I don't know
Right.
when they came
Yeah,
in.
mid-season.
But if a coach ain't no coach getting fired and coming back as no on the
Woodson-
bench as
Right.
an assistant.
All right,
Woodson
so-
got let go
is
at
this
the
right?
end of the
Hold on.
year.
Right, because Fisher came right after that. I
Hold on.
remember Fisher
All
came
right,
after
okay.
that.
Rambis was in there for 28 games.
He was
wasn't
on
that
the, he
long.
was with
Alright.
the coaches.
So Woodson was there with Dan Antonio. He was assistant
He was
coach.
assistant coach.
Okay.
Rambis was always
Maybe
an
that's what
assistant
I'm
coach.
thinking. Maybe that's what.
Yeah, because D'Antoni left.
He left for the. He was there for the defense. That's what he was there.
Right.
Right. I got it. Okay. So okay, I'm straight with that now. I'm straight. Let me ask y'all a question. Name one championship NBA team other than the star player that you don't know anybody else who was the second leading scorer.
Huh?
Yeah, so we got
championship team.
Uh-huh.
You got a star player.
Uh-huh. But you don't know.
You don't know who the second leading scorer was. NBA championship team.
That you
Wilt
didn't.
Chamberlain, Philadelphia. I don't know who.
That you
I
didn't know
don't-
who the
I don't.
second leading scorer
You don't
was?
wouldn't know who the second
Did
leading
you
scorer.
know?
I know the answer.
Who?
I'm
Was he
asking
a-
y'all.
No, I
But
know
you-
who it
Hold on,
is.
When you say
I know who it is.
Multiple
I said-
answers? It's
No,
multiple
when you
teams?
say
Uh-huh.
when you he don't know, he wasn't born yet. So he can't be quiet.
Oh, you
He
going
don't
that
know.
far back?
No.
You going that far back?
We talk about the 90s. You was a little kid. You couldn't watch the game. Stop playing. You couldn't stay up late. When you saying we wouldn't know who he is, he's not somebody who's like popular. That's what
Right,
you're
right.
saying,
He's not a
no?
popular
And he
guy.
was the second leading
Not
scorer of the
You
team.
probably don't even remember half the other guys on the team.
Well,
Some people might know.
So we
but
said, I said Wilt Chamberlain,
no,
like
it's not Will Chamberlain.
Philadelphia.
Is it like
second leading
old back in
scorer?
the day, or you talking like current, like in the 90s,
No, it's after that. It's after Will Chamberlain. After
like in the 70s? You talking about the 70s?
Yeah, you can go 70s, maybe 80s. Yeah.
Then you're right, Todd. I got to slip back.
Can you think of what's that?
70s or 80s who won a championship, and the second leading scorer wasn't anybody we know.
Right. You couldn't even remember his name. Like you wouldn't even remember his name right now.
Detroit.
No,
Isaiah
he ain't gonna say it's not
Is
those
it,
guys
is it,
because
is
we
it a
know those
Portland
guys.
team?
You want me to answer for
'Cause
y'all?
I'm thinking Portland.
So either you got to
You
go
know
back
who
in
the who was the
70s.
main scorer on that team?
I don't forgot.
You don't know who the main scorer was on the Portland team? Which Portland team? With Bill Walton?
Yeah.
Lionel Hollins.
Lionel Hollins.
Yeah. If you talking about like the Seattle Supersonics back then and the Washington Bullets,
No,
Yeah,
before
but even
that.
then,
before
Yeah,
that,
man.
They had Fred
Before
Brown.
so
that.
I don't know if you
I knew
talking
you
before
would know,
that.
but come
Yeah.
on.
He not gonna. I
That's
told
the
you before.
Jedi,
Nah,
man. Yo, I gotta
nah,
give
you can't talk
That's
about
easy.
those
you
guys.
a buzz for that.
You got to tell us who you talk about.
Moses Malone was the leading scorer when they
Milwaukee
won.
Bucks.
No, we'll talk about when
You
You
talking
talk
the
about
Milwaukee
Golden
Bucks?
State with
You
Al
talking about
Adams
Jabbar?
team.
Jabbar?
When they had Jabbar.
Wasn't Oscar Robertson
I
the
was
second
there.
leading scorer?
You talk about with Al Adams
Was
and
he?
them and the Warriors. Al Adams
I
and
thought it
them.
was
Oh,
Bobby
see, I thought
Andrews.
it's Andrew Joe
Huh?
or even
Yeah.
John McLaughlin.
That's what you talking about that
Yeah.
team.
Who?
Yeah.
Who you
Hold
saying?
on.
Al Adams would go the Warriors.
Rick Barry.
Rick Barry
Who's
was
the second leading scorer?
Clifford Bay.
Phil
No.
Chenier.
no Brown.
Who?
Was the guy Brown on the
Downtown
team on that
no.
time?
No, that's
was he-
Seattle.
That's Seattle.
That's Seattle.
And he wasn't second
Phil
leading
Chenier.
scorer.
Paul Wilkes.
Phil Chenier.
Phil Chenier wasn't on the
He
Washington.
wasn't
wasn't
on
on-
that.
he
He
wasn't
was
on
on the
that.
Bullets. He was on the
He
Bullets.
was on Golden State.
There was another Phil. But it
Oh,
wasn't
right.
Phil.
That's his. Right. It's a Phil. What the hell is
Phil
his last
Smith.
name? Smith.
That's who I got in my head.
He was second leading
I said,
scorer.
bro, that's what the light skin guy with that. That's
Yeah,
who I
that's
got in my
what I'm
head.
talking
Yeah.
That's who I got in my head. But I said
Yeah.
Brown.
I'm looking at the light skinned
Yes,
guy,
he
and it was
was.
the wrong
He
light
was
skinned
the
guy.
second.
That's the face I got in my head. But I said Brown and Smith. I knew who I was talking about.
And I got the wrong name.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
You
Phil
don't
Chenier was
even
on the
know back
Bullets.
then who was
Yeah.
on the team. So you keep at on. You keep at it.
Okay, I can give you another. Okay,
Well, wait, stop.
okay.
Before we go any further, could we name 5 people on that team?
On the Rick Barry
Yeah.
thing,
Yes.
Phil
The
Smith,
center.
Al
Clifford
Adams.
Ray.
Clifford
Rick
Ray.
I
Barry.
think I gave
You had the guy, the other guy, the center. The guy used to do underhand like him.
Rick Barry.
No, he had the center
oh,
too.
oh,
George
Jeff-
Johnson. George Johnson.
George Johnson. Yes,
He was
did.
there.
He was there.
Jeff
Oh,
Mullins.
the
Bush
guy-
Beard.
Bush Beard was there.
Bush
Jeff
Beard.
Mullins.
Jeff
I think he
Mullins.
was there too. Yeah.
Mullins was
Yes.
there.
Nate
Yeah.
Thurman.
Nate Thurman. Yes.
Right.
I
That's
remember
it.
that team. I don't remember
Nate
watching
Thurman
those
was on
games.
that team.
Yeah, Nate Thurman, I believe, was on there. Who
Well, I
was
know
it?
they had
Clifford Ray?
George Johnson and Clifford
No,
Ray.
Clifford Ray. Maybe not Nate Thurman.
Right.
Clifford Ray. But I remember watching
Yeah.
those games.
Yeah.
I
They
remember.
were so old. I mean, come
Who
on.
they beat?
They beat the Bullets, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did
Yeah,
beat the Bullets.
They beat the Bullets.
Who was on the Bullets at that time?
You got Wes, Elvin, Dandridge.
Stop. Was Elvin on that team?
Yes.
You sure about that?
I don't think so.
I say yes. In the 70s?
No, he came in the 70s, but I think he came to the
Yeah,
team
I'm trying to
when they
remember.
started battling Seattle. Remember?
Right, he was on that
Washington
He was
team.
on that team with Seattle.
then-
They won back.
but I don't
They
think-
played back-to-back years.
Yeah.
I don't think that he was on that.
Well, we
I
can
don't
look
think
that
so
up and
either.
see. We can look that up and see. Because you're talking the 60s and the 70s. I think so.
Yeah,
He was-
He's
he
right.
was-
They were
yeah.
led, it says it right here.
Yeah.
Washington Bullets were led by Hall
That-
of Famers Elvin Hayes.
Damn right
and
they
Wes
was.
Unseld.
Sunset.
If you seen West, you seen Elvin.
So then
Oh,
Pearl wasn't on that team.
No, he was with the
He
Knicks. He
was
was
with the
on.
Knicks.
By that time.
You saying no?
So-
He was with
Yeah.
the Knicks. He played with the
So-
Knicks on a 73 championship.
So-
Right, yeah, he did.
Baltimore played Milwaukee when they won the championship, correct?
When who won the championship?
When the Bucks won.
Who did they beat?
Yeah, who did the Bucks beat? It
They
had to
beat
be a West Coast
Washington.
team.
You talking about when
The Bucks was in the
Kareem?
West Coast?
Yeah.
I don't know who they beat.
Yeah. And,
Who?
I can't remember. Who they beat.
Milwaukee beat
In
Washington.
71.
Kareem-
Who did they
Kareem
beat
was
in
on-
71? Who they beat? That was 71.
they beat Washington.
Washington was
Baltimore.
in the West then?
No.
No, he said
He's
the,
saying
he said
the
the
Bucks
Bucks
was
was in the West. He said, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I
Check
don't
it out.
remember that
Let's-
either.
Look it up.
There's a possibility.
Looking it up.
Look it up. And
1971. I know that's the year.
Alvin Hayes wasn't on that team.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I know one thing. I was right about Phil Chenier. He was on that team.
Yeah,
On what
Washington.
team?
On the team that won with West Unseld, that lost with West Unseld. And
Yeah, he was on
Yeah,
that
he was
team.
on
Yeah,
that team.
he was on that team.
Was he second leading scorer?
He might have been.
All right.
Who else did they have?
Did they have Archie Clark? Was that back then?
No, that was before him. They had Mike Redden on that team.
Mike Redden.
Mike Reed. I remember
Truck-
when the Knicks
Truck
traded him,
Robinson
too. Chuck Robinson was on the
that
Bullets.
team. Yeah, he was on that
Played the
team.
Bullets.
Yeah, he was on the Bullets before he came to the
No, the
Suns.
Knicks got him from Phoenix.
Yeah, but he.
I'm getting ready to say he was on the Bullets. He was
And then
on
he went to
Phoenix.
the
Then he
Suns.
went to.
No, I thought you
I
was
was gonna say
going.
before he came to the Knicks.
I spoke to. I thought you said that's how the Knicks got
No,
him from there.
I'm telling you the two teams he was on before
Okay,
he came to the
okay,
Knicks.
okay, my bad.
They played the Bullets.
Truck That's one of the worst.
Bucks
trades.
was the Western team.
Okay,
The
they
Bucks was
at
a Western team?
Western.
Wow.
So who they played the Bullets?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
And Alvin Hayes wasn't on that team.
Who was on that team?
Why
Was
not?
Unseld, Jack Marin,
Check the roster for the Bullets.
George Johnson,
good quick.
Gus
We
Johnson. I
wasn't
mean,
talking about
Gus
Gus
Johnson.
Johnson,
I mean.
right.
Gus Johnson. I mean,
Earl Monroe.
Roster.
he was on that team.
Yes, he
All right,
was.
we got Kareem, Lucius
I
Allen.
didn't say that team. I said the Bullets.
Oh, you said I thought you said the Bullets.
Pay attention.
Lucius
I'm
Allen.
trying, man. I'm trying.
Bobby Dandrews was on the Bucks then.
Yeah,
No,
the
not
Bucks.
not then.
When they won the championship,
Yeah,
Bobby
he was.
Yes, he
Dandrews was
was.
on that team.
All right,
Yes,
but,
he was.
But he wasn't on
All
the
right.
He was on Milwaukee when they won.
Isn't that what I just said? That's what I just said.
Okay,
We got
well, I'm
Jim
saying-
Bond.
In the beginning, with Jabbar, he was on that team.
He was on that
On
team.
They
71.
had Fred Mad Dog Carter, George Johnson,
That's
Gus Johnson,
Gus Johnson.
Lockery, Marin,
Kevin Lockery.
Earl Monroe was on
I
that
told
team.
Yeah.
you.
Earl Monroe,
Okay.
Unseld, Tucker,
No Elvin Hayes.
No, not that
That
team.
was in the early
Dennis
seconds.
Tresvant.
He
That
was
was
with the
71.
Houston
Rockets.
Rockets or the San Diego.
Yeah, I don't think he
Chargers or
got there till
whatever.
73 or something like that.
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
San
Rockets.
Diego Conquistadors.
I don't
Something.
think he got there till 73 or somewhere
Wow.
around there.
But I mean that was interesting. But right, Milwaukee was on the West Coast,
I don't
and then
remember
they got realigned.
I don't remember that.
So I mean,
I guess that happened, but I just don't
amazing
remember.
and interesting that Lou Alcindor or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was on the West Coast with Milwaukee.
Right.
Well, that's what we got
And how
drafted
many
by.
teams was?
was on the West
How
Coast
many
anyway
teams
with
were
LA.
there back then? There wasn't that many teams.
I
It might
can't
have
tell
been
you.
14.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, it
around
was-
that,
yeah, around that.
Yeah, I
number,
think it was
yeah.
only 14.
Wow.
So let's
All I
they
know-
had, they had competition.
All I know, I
with
was
the
9
ABA.
years old and I had a hook shot because of
Yeah.
Kareem.
Yo,
Believe
okay,
that.
I got another question for y'all.
Believe that.
Matter of fact, what's the number, Dave? Even though we have him,
oh.
even though we have
Why? Why?
well, they can text in. Y'all can text in your
Facebook,
questions,
right?
and we'll get to it.
Facebook, you could go.
Wow, they actually had 17 teams.
17.
17? Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's like half of what they got
was
now.
that?
That's
So
all.
Matt was saying, I don't.
How
I
crazy
see
they
we
got
have an
8
audio
one
book.
conference and 9 in other.
Okay, I don't mind the
But
game,
you gotta
but you
remember,
have
I
to
never
put the
seen no
defensive
odd
unit in there.
number like
McBride
You
that.
gotta
don't
remember,
end up
the
on the
ABA
best
was
shooter.
that.
I'm
Those
getting
years
3
too,
minutes
so
delayed when you listening to you
that
guys.
was the
Oh,
conference.
Oh, my beef is what you guys think of Rasheed Rice allegedly running away from the card.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
That's
they looking for him.
I was
Yeah.
gonna bring that up.
If
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not him,
Oh,
walking
yeah,
talk
away,
about it,
That
sir.
was gonna
He
be,
might
that
have
was gonna
just
be
killed
my
his
thing
career.
I was gonna talk
Unbelievable.
about today.
Oh,
Because you got him and you got the other cat, Sutton, who's been on the run for 3 weeks, and he just finally gave himself up with the domestic violence thing. And as soon as he did that, now you got Rasheed Rice, and they got him on camera.
mhm.
They got the 2 cars racing, the Maserati and the
Lamborghini.
Corvette
Oh, okay.
that was racing. and they show the cats running away from the cars. So it's not a good look.
So they don't have none of
He's
them.
on KC, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
He was
good.
the rookie receiver,
Rookie from last
top
year.
receiver for
They
them.
don't remember
I know.
the kid from the Raiders
From the Raiders.
who's doing about 25
That's
to
the-
life
that's-
right
and that's
now.
the first thing that brought
You know
to
what I'm
my
saying?
mind. That's
Who
what
ruined his
Henry
career?
Ruggs' career.
Right. Who's about doing about 25 to life.
And
These
he's not
kids
the
don't
only one.
learn.
You
These
look
kids
at
don't.
Ray Caruth. Ray
Right.
Caruth
Right.
had the girl. He killed her. And he was gonna kill her. Or he did kill her.
He
He
shot
did
her.
kill her.
He
He
had a shot.
He had a shot. Had some.
Had
Said
a
some.
Well,
crime.
she
crime.
did
Got her
die,
in the
but the
trunk of the
his
car.
son lived,
The son lived.
and his son looks just like him.
Yep.
But he just came out of jail about a year or so
Who
ago.
Caruth?
My thing is,
Yeah.
what,
Yeah, after doing 18 years. Yeah.
why do these guys not? Why do they have to have this kind of mentality when they're at the level that they are,
Because they think they're
and all the
untouchable.
work they had to do
To get
to
there.
get to the NFL, and how hard it is to get there, and then in 1 minute
It's gone.
you're gonna do something so
That
stupid
affects the rest of
that
your life.
you
It's
done.
over.
Affects the rest of your life.
Done.
Right.
And with today's technology, like you brought up
Right.
Caruth and all that,
Mhm.
that's before we got what technology we got
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Like you're
But-
definitely not
but
getting
he
away
was
with stuff
dumb.
today.
Like
He
I
was
said,
dumb.
I seen the race on TV. They were
Right.
showing it on the TV.
You don't
They
want
got
to pay. You
cameras
don't
out
want to
here.
pay child support.
Right.
Because you was already paying child support. So what you
Talking about
me-
Caruth?
yeah.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
you messing with the girl for and having sex with her for? If you don't want to pay child support, you know what I'm saying? That don't make sense.
They had a show
You know?
similar to that on the Law and Order, except the guy was a basketball player and the girl worked in the bank and she was pregnant by the guy and he didn't want to have no kid. So he had his boy go by, pick her up, they go hang out. Yeah, he's gonna meet us there. They wound up killing her.
Yeah.
Ambush.
Kill the
People
girl,
crazy, man. What they do?
you know.
Well,
And it,
Yeah.
And the
it
sad
rolled
part is
back
that
in.
they based that on real life.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
It's not
based
like
on
it
that
was,
life.
it was like
Right.
didn't happen.
Right.
right. But the thing is, and you know, I think I touched on this before. I talked about this before with our previous job.
Mhm.
Sometimes and I know that they're millionaires and all that, but sometimes it take about three years to get the street out of you to start appreciating your job.
So what are your family? Your family and them don't help you?
Sometimes it don't matter if they talking
Well,
to
I
you.
guess you're right.
Like you gotta have an issue, a situation.
Well, they go through
to have
that
a reality
when they
check.
rookies.
Well-
they get that rookie
Right.
Satorium
the-
thing where they
right.
support.
They all
You know
get
where
that
they
stuff.
where they
Yeah,
talk
to
to
sit
them
down and talk. Yeah,
and they talk to them
So-
before
right.
that.
One
So
in one ear, right out the other.
That's what I was gonna
Not
say.
necessarily.
That's that blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. You sitting there, you ain't listening to that. Most of them cats is in there.
until it happens to you.
Hey, so something happens, and all of a sudden, oh, you didn't listen when you was told.
But it's the
This
same
can
thing
happen.
with the women. They tell you about these women that are gonna come at you, all these, and it's
Right.
even more so
I
now
saw-
with the
I
Instagram.
seen something today that I was crying. They said, you know what the NBA stand for? National Baby Association. You get an NBA player, you get a baby.
You good.
and
And-
you get paid.
And
Yeah.
the girl that had the
Yeah, I
kid,
see
that's
that.
gonna
No
have the
age
kid
required.
with
And
Jalen.
you get Sean Kemp, you get 7
Oh,
babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got 3 kids that got green on Houston. Got 3 babies.
Yeah,
Women
you
pregnant
know.
right now.
I
He's
didn't know
Same
that.
time. 3.
I didn't know about that.
3 now.
He's fool. He's a fool.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta go out for Zion got 2 women pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, these
All
guys-
right, Facebook user. So
And one's a
again,
porn
we
star.
having a slight issue.
And that's what Jalen
With
Green,
the
the
phone
40-year-old
line.
she used to be
Right.
with.
And she said, once
But
she had the
if
baby,
you
she
wanna
didn't want to
take a
do nothing with
chance,
him.
She just wanted
Five-
to
She,
516
she in the bank. She don't have to do nothing with him.
206
her first child was a football
0711.
Right.
We're working
player.
on
She'll be
it.
paid.
Again, we're working on the
You know
phone
what?
line issue.
They should have some
516
kind of
206
database
0711.
for these guys so they know who these women are.
Right.
Because for the most part, like you said, okay, she already had one with a football player. So now she go on a database. Already trapped,
Next up.
already
Next
trapped
up.
the football player. Basketball players, watch out.
Yeah.
Boxers, watch out.
What's the other girl that
Baseball
got
players,
that
watch
got
out.
got a kid by 2 guys on 2 different teams on the NBA team?
know
I
who
forgot.
you're
There's a
talking
guy on
Yeah.
Portland that got a kid, and I
The
think it's a
guard.
guy on New Orleans.
The guard.
Right. The guard.
Simon,
about.
Simon. And there's a
And the-
guard, and somebody on New Orleans got a kid by
He
the
got a
same
kid
girl.
by her too, yeah.
By the same girl.
McCullough.
I
No,
don't
it
know
ain't,
who
it ain't
is.
CJ
I
McCullough.
don't know who
She's
it is.
set
It's a role player. It's a
She's
role
set
player.
for life.
Yeah, that's
Well, the
ridiculous.
chick
man.
that's
At
same
least
chick.
21 years.
So when you said that though, like when you made the comment about sometimes it take 3 years.
Yeah.
So like when you was young and you started your job, like
How
Did
old
it take
When-
some
when I
time
started-
for some things to set in with you also?
When I started this job, our previous job,
Mhm.
Joe, you didn't take no mess from nobody. Like you was gung ho. You was
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After a while, you didn't even care about the job, really. After this job, I can get another job. After a while, you start be like, yo, you know what?
I need to settle
job-
down.
I need this
right.
job. I need
Let me
this job.
stop doing
yeah.
this
So
stuff.
people somewhat need to grow up on their own terms, and you got to be lucky
Right.
with a lot of things that you venture into in a lifetime in your walks in life,
Right.
and people just honestly got to
It's
be.
called maturity, man.
Yeah, you
I was
mature.
gonna say,
You mature.
I was
called
gonna say,
maturity.
it ain't got nothing to do with luck because there's a
Uh.
lot of cats in the NBA who ain't caught up in that nonsense
Right.
because
Right.
of the fact that
Right.
they understand the game.
Right.
Right.
These young cats, for some reason, ain't trying to understand the game, and they the ones that most of the time get caught up in
Right.
the nonsense.
But if you don't,
Well,
but if you
I
don't get
concur
caught,
with
that
that.
is some luck, though.
I,
For some of them.
I would
For some of them.
absolutely say that
AC
some of the
Green didn't
things.
have that problem.
Well,
You're right about that.
He
I
might
don't-
not
I
still
don't
not
be- I
have
don't
it.
Hubert Davis too.
I don't believe in that word luck.
I think.
How
think
old
they
was
were
you when
lucky.
you started on the job?
25.
25.
Yes.
Everybody was in their 20s.
Yeah, I was
No.
26.
I was in my 30s.
35.
I was in my
Right.
30s
Yo,
too.
see, you was a
Y'all was
seasoned
already
veteran.
matured.
Yeah,
Right.
I
I
had,
was
seasoned
26.
veteran.
I had
Okay.
went
But
through
I
what
was
you
married-
talking about at the post office.
I
before
was-
you got
in,
in,
right?
So I know what you're saying.
Did I have both my kids? Wait a minute. No, I had one child.
But
my
you was
first
already
child.
married.
Yeah, I was married with a
Right.
child.
That's
Oh,
correct.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
Vontae Davis found dead, 35 years old, at home in Florida.
Vontae
Former
Davis.
NFL player.
The
Oh,
tight
wow.
end?
I guess that's Vontae Davis, not Vernon Davis.
Oh, his brother.
Vontae.
His brother.
That's his brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
found dead at
Wow.
his home, 35 years old.
Young.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's his brother.
Thanks, babe.
Wow.
Wow.
But you know,
I got my
Rest in
newscaster
peace to
wife
him.
sending me stuff.
Oh, okay, okay.
Switch gears. Y'all know we got that linebacker, right? From
Yeah.
Philly.
yeah.
From Philly.
Hassan
Right.
Reddick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yo,
said
that
they took our defensive
y'all?
guy,
And we got
we
this.
got
Jets.
Everybody's in here Jet
Jets.
fans.
Come on, man.
We don't
Dave,
we don't
Dave.
acknowledge you.
Dave,
Yeah.
please don't say you're
Everybody I just told
Everybody.
you.
Yes, he is.
Everybody
Yes,
in
he
here
is.
is Jet fans.
Yeah, you heard him
Yo,
say
yo,
it, man. He
Yeah,
said it like
we don't acknowledge. I said we. You hear me?
Why you
You
think
shouldn't
you
even be
why
talking.
You think you're an intern?
That's right.
Because you're not a Jet
Oh
fan.
my God.
You not
been an intern for years.
you not getting a permanent position here.
right.
No,
For
no wonder
years.
the one it all makes sense now.
No, it
Now
don't.
makes sense.
No,
huh?
it don't.
It really don't. Because if any of us that's here that are Jet fans stand up and say, well, the Jets will go somewhere this year.
But you know what? You got
They
we make a good move.
Yes, we are.
Right, yeah.
we
Yes,
got
we
our
are.
offensive line almost fixed up.
Yeah.
We still got draft choices.
Yeah.
And
We
now
do.
we can
We
count,
looking good so
like my
far.
man Magnificent said, maybe we can look at Brock Bowers because we don't need
That's
the
right.
offensive line
Get that tight
help
end
that
now.
we need. And that'll be a big help.
They,
And what they needed to do is strengthen up that offensive line and keep Rodgers straight up.
Yep.
If they could do that, we
got
got
a chance.
shot.
we
Yeah.
got
We
a
got a
chance.
shot.
A
They
shot
got
at
they
what?
got Mike Williams.
That's what I
You
want.
better
The
stop
division.
playing.
They got Mike
Oh,
Williams.
oh,
They
so
got Garrett.
so you'll get
Let's
so
see.
you'll get season tickets for the Knicks, but you won't for the Jets. That's what you
have.
telling me?
All right. Hello.
Still ain't
All right,
coming in.
caller,
Still
we
can't.
still working on it. Still working on it. Now you're gonna have to go back to Facebook and shoot.
Yeah, no
Shoot
phone
your shot.
lines.
Yeah, I
Still
don't know what's
Facebook,
going on.
Facebook.
I don't know what's
You
going
Still
on.
wait. Still working. Yeah.
That somebody's asking for
Let me ask you.
Nah,
No, he had shot at him.
Oh,
Okay, let me ask you a question.
All right, so so text what you want and we'll try it again.
Okay. How many guys have played 20 or more years in the NBA? How many guys can y'all name?
Vince Carter.
Is LeBron into
Vince
it?
Carter is one. Huh?
Kareem.
LeBron is one.
Kareem.
Kareem is
Kareem.
another one.
LeBron.
We said
we
LeBron.
just-
He just said what?
Vince Carter, LeBron, Kareem.
Okay, that's three right there.
What's his name? Carmelo.
Did he
No.
play for
He
Not
played
20.
19.
He played 19.
I know it's close.
So Stockton played 19 too, right?
Yes, he did.
What's that guy that just retired up from Miami, the forward?
Oh, Hansel.
Hansel. Did he play 20?
Yes, he did.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's four.
How many is it?
10.
It's 10. Wow.
It's
All right, so we
six
gotta go
more?
further back. We gotta go further back.
Kobe.
Okay.
We said Jabbar.
Kobe. Yes.
Kobe is one.
Kobe. Yes.
We said Kareem.
Yes,
Yeah.
we said Kareem. That's five right there.
Well, that's our starting five. Well, we
Yeah.
need some more.
I can't.
Michael didn't make 20, did
no,
he?
Nah.
he didn't play 20.
He only did 13.
Yeah, he skipped
13.
He skipped
Yeah.
2 years.
He missed.
Oh,
two
that's right. He
years.
missed
He only
3
did
years.
13.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, the caller said the Jets are on the cusp of being relevant.
Mm.
On the cusp of being relevant.
We'll see by the
Damn.
first series. We'll let you know after the
Wow.
first series.
Ask John Green.
Knock it off.
John
with that.
Green.
Knock it off.
How many players do you
On the
know
cusp of being.
play 20 years or more in the NBA?
And name the five that you got.
Right. With the 5 we got so far: Kareem, Kobe, Vince Carter, LeBron James, Udonis Haslem.
Who you-
Um,
And
Oh,
no
we said
Googling.
five. You only did 5. The 5 we named.
Yeah,
but
there's
there's five
5
more.
Give
Oh.
up the other 5 to Green if he make
Right.
one of
There's
them.
5 more.
Some of them.
Anybody?
I'm trying to think.
I give you a hint.
Robin Parrish.
Parrish is one.
Yeah.
All right.
Parrish is no. I give you all a hint. This one guy, Babyface, be on TNT show. Babyface.
Jamal Crawford.
There you go.
Why don't
Yeah,
think
he
of
been
that?
in there
Oh,
for
my
he was
God.
there
And he
for
still
20.
look young.
He still looked like he could play.
Exactly.
He be balling.
He do. He looked like he could still play.
Is he in they still got the 3? What's the big 3? They still got the big 3 or no?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
three.
He's in that?
I don't
Who's
know.
the
I thought
big
he
3?
went to The big 3.
The league.
too.
Oh, I
league.
don't think he's playing in that.
Okay. So now Robin Parrish makes 6, right?
Yep.
And Jamal
Crawford.
No,
Crawford.
Joe
seven.
Crawford makes 7.
Okay, we got
Oh, okay.
3 more.
Anybody White.
Yes.
Kevin
Who?
McHale?
One, huh?
He said anybody.
No, it's
white.
not Kevin McHale.
Oh,
Yeah.
You say yes?
No, he
Yeah.
said some.
There's
white guy.
there's one white guy in there.
20 years.
Forward or center?
Forward.
What's his
John
name?
Havlicek.
Nope.
Rick Barry.
Nope.
Larry Bird. Nope.
No,
Nope.
it's definitely like Larry.
So we just trying to shoot him.
You just throwing them all out there.
Dirk Nowitzki.
There you go.
Oh, Dirk. Oh, my
He
goodness.
that
did
was
22.
I forgot
There you
about Dirk. He did act like he
I know he was there a long time. He
Yeah.
started when he was
He was
18.
fun.
Right. 2 more.
A guard.
They recent?
What's the positions left?
Are they recent?
They both forwards.
Forwards is left.
They recent?
Oh, I know Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett is one.
Shoot, how did I?
Okay.
Yeah, definitely so.
I don't know if you're gonna get the next one. Next
I
one will
didn't-
be hard.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kevin Garnett played 20 years.
he came in at 19.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
came
He
out of high
came
school?
in real
What year-
young.
What year?
Because those are the cats
Bill
that stick
Willoughby.
around a
I
long
wanna-
time.
I want to say Tim Duncan, but
No, it ain't Tim Duncan.
Tim
I know
Duncan
he
was a
played for
senior.
Red.
He played, yeah, but he was 22 when he came in the
I
league.
think he played.
Oh, right.
I think he
right.
played
That's a good-
16
that's a
years.
good-
You're
I
not
think-
gonna get the one. I
16 or
can
17.
almost promise you, y'all won't.
We're not gonna get him.
You're
How
not
long?
gonna
How
get
long? How long?
Well,
he
tell
was
us the team. How about that?
Give us the era, the decade.
The 60s before you showed up.
Yeah.
That's the 70s and 80s too.
Give us the decade.
I'm trying to say how can I put it? He played with Dominique.
Kevin Willis.
There you go. There you go.
Kevin Willis.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
have got
He played a
Dominique. You
long
wouldn't have got
time.
You know
Kevin.
what though? I remember
He
him.
played a
being-
long
Yeah, I
time.
remember
Yeah, I
him
remember
playing,
being
but
there
I
for
didn't think he
long.
was in league.
He
for
played a
20
long
years.
Yeah,
time.
he was in the league a long
San
time.
Antonio. He played with a lot of
Yeah.
He
teams.
didn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played with a lot of
I
teams.
know he was a fashion guy. He had
Mm.
I know he had a couple of stores, like clothing stores and stuff like. Cause he used to
Right,
dress
right.
nice. I remember
Right. Kevin
that
Willis.
all the time.
I didn't know it was that many
That's
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, 10, usually 10 guys.
Yeah.
10 guys. Okay, another question.
Okay.
How many players out of all NBA players have played in the NBA since its
He said he'd
inception?
be killing me. Like what?
Since the NBA started, how many players have played in the league?
Oh God.
That's
How many
crazy.
people have played in
Just
the
just an
league?
educated
From
guess
19 what time when did the NBA start? 1940.
before you was born.
Right.
Let's say let's
Before
leave
he
it
was
like that.
born.
Right before anybody was on. But
So you go from 1940 whatever
right, yeah,
to today.
to today.
Oh goodness, I'll never get that.
I mean, you'll be surprised
You
by the
got-
number.
You got 30 teams, and
No,
now,
but you
now
had
it's
that back
15
then.
guys on the team. I know it's 15 guys on the team now. 30 teams.
All right, give us a hit. What the
That's
numbers in around?
450.
It's less than
450.
10,000.
It's less than
You know, I
10,000.
was gonna
10,000.
say 10,000.
That says less than.
Yeah, I
10,000.
know, but that was the number I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
throw out there. I was gonna say around 10,000.
I'm gonna take an educated guess.
He's got to calculate.
Mhm.
I ain't calculating. He's so stupid. I'm gonna take an educated guess and say it's in the 8,000s. 8,500.
How many?
No,
85.
8,800.
No, but
Come
you
on.
Lower or higher?
the 800 part was good.
Oh, okay. 7,800.
Hey, man.
No, you gotta
Yeah,
go
really?
down. You gotta go down.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
8,100.
No, he said go further. No, he
No,
said
go lower.
right.
Lower than 88. Lower than 78. You said 78.
Yeah,
right? Lower
yeah,
than 78.
It's lower than
Is it?
7,000.
It's in the 7,000.
It's lower than 5,000.
Really?
Yes.
In the history?
The history.
That's incredible.
4,800 players have played in the NBA.
Wow.
Because you got to count. Some players played.
Can it go
That's
in?
incredible.
Yo, that's very low.
Yeah, I would have thought it was more than
Yeah,
that.
you could never be.
Caller, you there?
You guys are finished.
You gotta realize that.
Line is out.
I want to hear the.
Caller, you there?
I want to hear what.
Hello? Yeah, you're not coming through.
I think you're talking to him over there.
I know.
That's a caller. He's a caller.
No, it's not coming
Oh,
through.
Dave's. Oh,
Yeah, Dave's a caller. Come on, man. Stop it.
I ain't
No,
know
but
what
No, it's
You
not
gotta
coming through. It's
realize-
not coming through.
Like I was saying, you got
Phone
got-
lines are down.
15 guys on 30 teams. That's 450. If you multiply that times 30 years, that's still only 350 guys,
Right.
and that's 30 years in the league.
Right,
the
right,
league's
right.
only been around for
And there were less
maybe
teams
three
back then.
times that
Right.
long, so
Right.
that makes sense.
Right.
I got you.
That make a lot of sense.
How many guys could you name that played Major League Baseball and played in the NBA?
Oh, I thought you was
Two.
gonna say
Give us that number. Give us.
yeah,
that
no, I
same
thought he was gonna
trivia
say how
Name-
many
name-
40
name
how
one.
many of the
Dave
40
Winfield.
can you
Bush.
name?
Okay.
Dave
Dave the
Winfield.
Bush is one.
Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge is two.
You said baseball and
Basketball.
Actually played in the game.
Yes.
Okay, the Dave Wilford's not. He didn't
Jordan.
play in the game.
There you go.
that was it.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we
Jo-
said Dave
Jo-
Bush and Danny Ainge and Michael Jordan.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Right.
Interesting.
Okay, one more.
Did any of them play professional?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Not minor league. I'm talking.
No.
Yeah, Michael.
Jordan-
Mike played with the White Sox.
He
You said
played
Mike
minor
was
league.
Mike?
He didn't play no.
Yes, he
he
did.
didn't play not one major league game.
Yes,
I
I
don't.
think he did. I think he did.
That's
He
interesting.
did?
No, I don't think so.
Spring training maybe.
He played. I think they brought him up for
Look
one
up,
game.
look him up. Look this
No.
up.
Then it
Don't-
was like
You
the
look at the
midget
stats?
that the guys
No,
brought
no,
up
no.
to play that
You
one
got the
game
stats,
too.
yeah.
Then because
Well, I know
He
Danny
really played.
Ainge played in the major league
he
game.
barely hit 200 in the minors. So how's he gonna make it to the majors?
That's how you sell tickets.
Yeah, for one game.
Well, that's all that count. Well, White Sox wasn't that good,
It's not coming up.
Right, Jordan
Michael
wasn't that
Jordan.
good either.
No, he
You
wasn't.
said it.
but
Pro baseball game.
I think
That's
he
why he
did.
left.
One exhibition game at Wrigley Field. He only played Double-A and then Triple-A.
Yeah.
and
He didn't
then
play in the
went
major
back.
leagues.
I don't think so.
Okay, my bad.
One exhibition game.
Okay, my bad. I read it
I
wrong.
didn't think he was gonna be because
Okay,
Default.
another
Yeah,
one.
about-
Now this will be interesting. How many players have played in the major league? I mean, Major League Baseball since its exception.
Oh, so it's like it's the NBA question, but for major
Right,
league.
but for Major
And
League
they go
Baseball.
back to the 1800s.
Right.
right.
That's before your time, Ken.
Tell them they got test up there.
How we do it now? They got 25.
All the
And
way
back
down.
then they
30
had-
kids again.
Uh-huh.
750.
Man, the 1800s, man. Ty Cobb is. I ain't even gonna get that. But
I'm gonna say like 75,000.
what's their roster?
Hmm?
What's their
He
what's,
said
what's
75,000.
the roster count?
Yeah, you got to remember they've
So
always
it's 1800.
had a lot of cats
Right.
on the team. There's
It's
always
up that
been at
big?
least
It's up
20
that
something.
big?
No, it's not that big. It's not that big.
There's always been like
What's
20
their roster
guys on
count?
it.
I don't even-
It's much more. Than,
24.
it's much more than the basketball, but it's not. It's
24
not that
times
big. It's not no
20,000.
75,000.
20,000.
There you go. 20,537 players.
Okay.
This was from last year,
Right.
so I'll
Well,
give
I-
you,
I
it didn't
know.
count this year.
Right.
Right.
But it's still in that range.
It's about
20,000. Wow.
96.
You know,
Yeah.
it's interesting stuff. Man. When you sit there and you look,
For sure.
you think about it
For
and stuff
sure.
like. There's a lot of stuff.
Who's the other game tonight? We didn't even talk about that. The
Oh,
other basketball.
USC and UConn.
And UConn,
Oh,
USC, that's a good
boy.
game too.
Buckets
I think-
versus buckets.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna stay up to watch both those games.
Paige Buckets versus
Uh-huh.
Juju.
And you have to think. Yeah, I know UConn, but them girls was hurt.
That
Couple
girl was
years.
she didn't play since her freshman year.
Right, she got hurt.
She was
She-
hurt.
right.
Yeah, she's her first
and
year.
they had
in the
another
field.
girl that had gotten hurt too.
Yes, they did.
They got a bunch of them got hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
They stay hurt.
If they wasn't hurt, they would have been making a
They-
mark.
they've been
You
ma-
know
yeah,
what I'm
they've been
saying?
up
So
They fired the Tennessee coach for University of Tennessee, for women's coach.
They fired her this year.
They fired. But she took over after Pat Summitt.
It's about time she ain't had.
Right.
They like championships in Tennessee.
Right.
Man,
It's
Well,
hard.
they do that
It's
here.
hard coming after
I
an
would say
icon
a legend.
coach.
a legend.
It's hard.
And if you're not getting the recruits,
That's the
Right.
whole
and
thing.
then
Right.
now you would look at it, in the women's basketball game, you got these girls going. They're not just going to the top schools
Right.
anymore, like
Anymore.
with UConn
Right.
and what's Tennessee and so forth. They're around now.
Right.
They going to all these
They going
schools
to
got good players.
because the
So,
what's the name? Clark was supposed to go to UConn.
yeah, she
and,
was.
and she changed
She
and went
said
to
she wanted to
Iowa.
stay
She wanted to make her
close to
mark.
home and stay,
Right.
make her own mark. She didn't want to follow nobody. You're gonna get a lot of kids that's gonna start doing that.
I got a question
know.
for y'all. Okay, name colleges that have won three or more championships with different coaches.
And what sport?
NCAA basketball.
Well, Kentucky's one for sure.
Kentucky's one.
Ain't UConn the other?
UConn is one.
How many is there?
I forgot how many. I think it was about
Right there.
5
Oh,
to
you
Is
6.
see,
North
you
Carolina
to
in there?
7.
They got
I know
Gene
North
Smith?
Carolina won twice.
Yeah.
Right, I'm trying to
With
think.
different
I don't
coaches.
think-
No.
Hubert
Smith
Davis
and
didn't
Roy
win,
Williams, right? Hubert Davis
No.
did.
It's Roy Williams and
And
Dean Smith.
Dean Smith, right. Okay.
And when we finish with this, I got to get back to that North Carolina thing.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
yeah, I gotta definitely want to
Yeah.
talk about that too. I'm gonna see if you hit.
I
on
give
what
it. It's what's it for? You said Kentucky's one,
Yeah.
and you said
I
Connecticut,
said
Connecticut.
UConn, yeah.
right. So the other ones are blue bloods.
I'm on
Kansas?
this side, but
Kansas
I
is
pull
one.
it up.
Yeah, I would say
What about
UCLA,
Louisville?
but they only won twice.
Yeah, I was thinking about UCLA too.
I
but
think
nah.
it's only twice.
Wood
for
had
them.
won most of those.
Right.
Mhm.
That's why I don't think it's him.
Yeah.
I think they have two. Because
Yeah,
what's
they
his
got
name?
Yeah, they got
Wood,
two.
Yeah,
O'Bannon,
they had two.
What
O'Bannon.
about Louisville?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Denny Crum.
All right.
Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino. I don't know about the other one.
Nobody.
Did Kentucky? Did what's name win at Kentucky? Did Rick Pitino win at Kentucky?
Was it Kentucky or Louisville?
I know Tubby Smith won
Tubby Smith, Adolph Rupp, and
Joe B. Hall.
and Calipari.
and Joe B. Hall.
Right.
So they're like
Rick
4 or
Pitino
5,
won at
right?
Louisville then.
Right. Rick Pitino won the league. Denny Crum, Louisville, and Rick Pitino.
He said blue bloods.
I heard it. I'm trying to remember the other.
I'm
I was
surprised you ain't
listening
right.
to it.
Usually you write it down.
I
You
know. I was
I
in the
don't
car
think
when I
I-
heard it.
I'm pretty sure it's not Duke because they ain't one, but with
Right.
Krzyzewski.
I was in the car when I heard the question, and I had time to write it.
Blue blood.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
so you don't know the
No,
I-
he didn't write them
those
down.
I remember. I just couldn't remember the. You know, I'm trying to remember.
This thing is a great thing to cheat on your homework. Huh?
Yeah, something like that.
You know, those kids do. I probably do that stuff. Man. Nowadays,
I don't
Wait.
know. We're gonna have to get back
Yeah,
up.
we have to
I'm
get
a-
back on that one.
I'm on
Drown it.
Mm-mm.
I want Serge to talk about his North Carolina.
Yeah,
team,
let's
because
go to
I
that,
wanna-
sir.
Let's go to that now.
Mm.
I'll look
We'll
it
come
up.
back.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. You know, I'm a diehard North Carolina
Yes,
fan.
it is. Did you get that thing I sent y'all
Which one?
with Jordan and Kenny Smith? They called it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I seen that.
I was
Yeah.
specifically to you. So,
But
I didn't get it.
you're not in the group.
You don't matter.
You're an intern.
yeah.
Interns don't get
Yeah.
messages.
After a year, you can get all the messages.
year?
If you're lucky. If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
still here.
We got
yeah.
We might get a new intern by then. But I
Call me back on the line.
I can't believe that we actually lost that game because of one guy.
Who, Baker?
No, it wasn't Baker.
R.C. Davis?
Right. RJ Davis
Davis.
shot 4 for 20, 0 for 9
from 3 point.
from 3-point land.
Mm.
And then I said to myself, that sounds awfully familiar. So I went back 2 years to when they played Kansas in the championship game. He shot 4 for 16,
Wow.
0 for 7 from the 3-point range. So 2 critical games, he did not show up. And not only him, but I looked at the stats for Caleb Love because Caleb Love didn't show up to his
Right.
Memo.
NBA
Right.
Hello?
game, and he didn't show up
He
for
didn't
that
show up
other
either.
game either.
No.
We went to
So I
Arizona?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went to Arizona.
Right.
So I'm saying to myself, when it counts
Got
for
nothing.
us, I mean, I know he's had a lot of great games, but it seemed like at the point that I really thought I could trust him, I don't know if I could trust that guy. Because I understand you had bad games, but it seems odd that you had 2 bad games and 2 big games.
Wow. Okay.
As bad as they were.
Right.
He's 4 for 20, 0 for 9 from 3-point land. So it wasn't Ingram.
Right.
It wasn't Cormac Ryan. It wasn't Baycott. It wasn't the kids because they both hit a couple of 3-pointers, Trimble and Kadu, which we didn't expect. And anytime you get bonus points from those guys, you should be beaten.
Right.
But they let me down with, and RJ is to be.
Well,
the
he
biggest
had a
reason
very,
for it.
very bad game. He definitely
Terrible.
did. He had a terrible game.
Terrible.
But I just don't understand what possessed that guy to take that shot at the end.
That was the other thing.
I don't
That was-
understand. Not only
That was
did you
one
do
of the
that,
dumbest shots I've
you
ever
take.
seen in
You're
my
not a
life.
3-point
Right.
shooter. You took that shot.
Right.
Not only that, did you take that shot and miss? Then you came right back down court and made the foul.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah,
get
he
to send
is.
the guy to the line
To
to
the
make the
line.
score.
Yeah.
So you did 2 bum plays in a row right behind
And
each
you know
other.
what else bothered
You know
me?
what I mean?
I
I was like, that was the game right there.
Yeah, I understand that.
That was the game right there.
They made that guy Blake Nelson look like he's an NBA pro, and he's not.
Right. They did.
Well,
He had a
he-
great game
Yeah, he had a great game.
because he didn't play that well the
didn't
next
He
game.
didn't play
Exactly.
that. No
He
other
didn't
game
play-
did he play
no,
that good.
No other game.
No other game.
That's the one game he showed up and
Yeah.
went crazy.
Yeah.
And they were
I told
talking,
myself,
and they was like souping him up
You-
after that. I was like, yeah.
You so worried
To me,
about Mark Sears
was
that
talking-
you just let
he was
this
talking
guy let
about
him
it.
go crazy
Yeah.
I said, yo,
Yeah.
that's dude
He had the
playing
game
out of his
life. He
mind.
had the game of his life.
at the game of his life.
It's
So
unfortunate.
everything fell right in place for Alabama.
Yeah.
Because he had the game of his life. R.J. Davis had the worst, probably one of the worst games of his career.
Mhm.
And then like you said, that stupid shot.
Yo,
Oh my God.
That-
I couldn't believe you took that
that
shot.
hurted me so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm screwed. Yo, what are you doing? Who are you? I don't even know who you are. You shooting that. I know you ain't supposed to be shooting that shot.
No,
You
I'm
know?
gonna give him this. He's gonna be a good player for us next year. He won't be
wasn't-
shooting them 3-pointers
Right.
for sure.
He
He's
wasn't
not
supposed
gonna
to take
shoot
that shot.
No, he was the last
I
guy.
thought for sure he
that
was
should've
gonna
took
hold
that.
it, wait for somebody
Right.
to come around
Right.
again.
Right.
He put it up. I went, no. Like,
He did a meta world peace.
and then he come down and foul a guy. I
And
said,
then
nah.
he didn't even come close.
No.
Did
It was
anybody
a
watch,
break.
It took
did
the-
anybody
took the
watch the
era.
McDonald's thing today?
Yeah,
Or
I
was-
did. The
You watched-
scrimmage.
Yeah, the scrimmage.
Oh
yeah.
no, I didn't.
I didn't know what's his name was going to North Carolina. Ian Jackson. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
that.
Who was that guy? Who was he?
He's a
He
kid
from,
from Our Savior Lutheran.
Right. I'll say
Uh,
that. And then the other kid
My son told me
from
that somebody.
Stephen, Boogie
Boogie
Flang,
Flang.
going to Kentucky.
Yeah.
My son told me that somebody's they're getting a good guard. I didn't know who he
Yeah.
is though.
Yeah,
My son told me
that's
that.
him,
that
Ian
North Carolina's
Jackson.
getting a good guard.
He's,
So look,
But,
getting his shot together.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you, I don't know that like if you know how the balloon, you inflate the balloon.
Mm.
When he shot that, yo, everything came out of me.
Oh,
Everything came out of me. Then he made the foul at that. I was like, done.
Right.
Cause I was rooting hard for them to win too.
That was.
That was-
You know,
I was too.
crazy.
I was rooting
I
hard
was
for
rooting
him.
hard for them to win.
Oh,
I said that just inflated me.
Yeah, that
Deflated, I should say.
Mhm.
well, my championship is still out there. You know,
Syracuse is playing.
no,
Oh,
I predicted NC State and UConn.
you
ain't
did?
predict that.
You
You
did?
didn't even know they
The-
was
the-
when you do
going.
that-
Hold on. The good thing about this is we got last week's recording.
Right.
So just look it up, brother. I told
I
you
like how
NC
that kid's
State,
playing at NC State.
right.
That
I
big
said
boy
NC State
good.
playing their best basketball right now. I think the
Right.
finals is going to be NC State and UConn. That's
Well,
what I
who
said.
winning?
Well, I think UConn. I'm rooting for Big East. I'm going to root for the Big East, so I'm rooting for UConn to win. To take.
Yeah,
It's
But
state-
I
it's state
figured
tournament
NC
to
State
lose.
Was playing right.
State
I think
tournament
NC
to
State
lose.
playing their best
What they
basketball.
did to what's called the Illinois 30-0 run.
Woo!
Yo, that was
You see
incredible.
that?
That was incredible.
I was like,
Woo!
I was sitting
I,
there like,
You
I was
know
like,
what?
oh.
I was like,
If-
Are they ever gonna make a
if-
basket?
If NC State and UConn play in the finals, that's another setup for NC State, Houston, Villanova, Georgetown. Teams that you don't never
It is.
expect
It
to
is.
happen.
yeah,
Boom!
that'd be
Last
twice
second,
for NC State,
we
yo.
got another upset.
Is that a game you betting on?
Would I bet on that?
Yeah.
I'm not touching none of these games. I don't mess with college kids.
41 years
I don't
later.
mess with college kids.
Something like that.
But see, that's the thing. Like you
83.
just
Somebody
said,
gonna
Yeah,
bet on
83.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
they'd
yeah.
be the second version of the Kodiak Kids.
but like you said, some other take is that obscure player
41
to get
years
high.
later.
Didn't we talk about
Yo, they
last
was
year?
talking.
And you
They was
don't
talking.
know.
And it-
They
and
was
it's
talking
not
about
even
firing that
All
coach
it-
a minute
It
ago.
don't
I
even
know.
take a
They was
back.
talking about him firing him, and now they can't fire him now.
Right.
It,
Right.
it,
Yeah.
it take the better team to play a bad game.
Right.
That's what it takes.
Right.
All you got to do is play your game and hope that
You know
they
who?
not
Oh
on there that
man,
night.
I was
And
disgusted.
That's how NC State won. That's how Villanova won.
Right.
Games like that, where you see them big kind of upsets like that, is because the team that everybody thought was going to clobber them doesn't show up.
I was
for whatever
disgusted
reason.
watching.
Maybe because they think they're going to win easy.
Right, you can't do that. You can't do that in these games. The Whatchcomb game, I was so disgusted with that guy. To me, he never wins a big one. He always blow it. The Houston coach, I can't stand that.
Samson, yeah,
Yo, he was
mad that
he
day.
was horrible.
You was firing him. On
Yo,
the
he
phone.
was horrible.
Yo,
I
Tom
was so
going
tight.
through I could hear Tom through
yo.
the phone.
I can't believe what I'm watching. Your man gets hurt. Granted, all right. You got another shooter on your team, the light-skinned cat. Yo, I think he touched the ball twice the rest of that game when that guy went down. They don't even give their next shooter the ball. You know, you got all these other cats shoot. They got the big kid. He could jump to the moon and do everything, but every shot he makes is a line drive, and he's missing. You know what I'm saying? The game before that light-skinned cat killed him. Yo, you don't get this guy the ball. Your main get hurt. He gets maybe 2 touches after that.
Right.
Y'all come like, yo, coach, what is wrong with you? Oh my God, that was horrible watching that, man. He let them. I feel the coach let that team down.
Yeah.
He let them down big time
Now,
because they should have won that game.
Let me
Yeah.
clean.
You know,
let
their
me-
problem all season was the offense. So
Yeah.
all right, let me clean this up a little bit.
clean it up,
We're
Dave.
in the first hour and 10 minutes of First Stop to the Next Stop. The Super Dave, Coach Kurt, Serge the Sports Star, Slick the Relic, Todd the Magnificent. We're experiencing a little difficulty on the phone line, but our Facebook and our open line is working. You could post comments or whatever. And we appreciate you working with us. We troubleshoot it and we could receive calls, but we can't hear the calls, but we're working on it. All right. So anyway, appreciate that. And we're talking college basketball here. So we're gonna go around the room right quick. And I think the general consensus is UConn might be coming out the Final Four. We have who we have in the Final Four? We got
Purdue,
UConn.
NC State.
NC State
And who-
is
and who's
playing
the
Purdue,
fourth,
and UConn is playing. Who's UConn playing?
Alabama.
Alabama. There you
Alabama.
go.
How did I forget that?
Yeah.
Alabama.
Alabama. They happen to win again.
so. Does anybody give Alabama a chance?
I ain't taking nothing from them. I ain't
No, you
taking nothing
can't.
from none of these teams.
I'm gonna
You
say,
know.
because I was getting on Purdue. I felt Purdue was like a Syracuse team all those years of getting there, but not getting all the way. But ever since they got Matt Williams, well, what's their coach name? Is it Matt Williams?
Matt Painter.
Matt Painter. Once they got Matt Painter, you know, he's doing
Matt
a good
Williams,
job.
the baseball player.
Right. Matt Painter's doing a good job. So I can't sleep on them.
Yeah, you. It's like
What you talking about?
they were saying about
Final Four. the
Virginia.
men.
Virginia, when they went out against Maryland, Boston County, and then the next year they came back and they won the championship. So
Right.
it's kind of like that story for Purdue because they lost in the first round to, I forget who it was, some
Right.
obscure team,
Right.
Fairleigh
right.
Dickinson or something.
And like
And
you,
now this year,
like
they're in
you
the
said,
Final Four.
and he playing
So
with a
everybody
chip.
got a
He
story.
playing with a chip on his shoulder
Right.
because he heard what Serge called him a stiff. He heard that. I think he was listening to our podcast, and I second that emotion and said he's a stiff. He's right, and I think he heard us. And now that boy played the best game of his life the other
He
day.
did play a good game.
I'm watching this
I
guy.
gotta
Yes,
give
yo, he's
He did
moving
play a
people.
good- Yeah.
He scored. He did
They were
everything he
bouncing
wanted
off
to
of him.
bouncing off him.
I was like,
So
yeah.
anything he wanted to do, and he's making his shot. He
You know
made me a
what?
believer yesterday. I said, yo, I got to give it to you of that game yesterday. I got to give it to
I
you.
want to see him bounce Embiid and Giannis and them around.
Yeah.
Then I'll believe.
Well,
You can bounce all the college guys you want.
Well, we're gonna see next. We're gonna see that game against NC State if he can bounce that big kid
Good
around.
dude. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna be very
He's
interesting.
You know, the funny thing is, he's actually bigger than
Yeah,
the
he's
big
bigger
kid.
than him.
Yeah, he is.
280.
Yeah. It's gonna be
That
it's gonna be
kid's
interesting to
260.
see that.
And
Yeah.
that kid's what, 6'7"?
Right.
Yeah.
And he's 7'4".
Right.
I know.
And
so-
that-
He
well-
might meet his match now.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
No,
with something
that
like
guy's
that,
clever.
you just got to beat him
Oh,
to
yeah,
position.
DJ good.
He's clever. He's
No, he is
clever.
clever. He's quick on his feet.
Yeah,
That's
he's
what I like
clever.
about him.
So
It's gonna be interesting.
Is it a good
That's a good game to
consensus
watch.
that he would be a #1 draft pick?
Who?
Zach
DJ?
Edey.
Oh
I
yeah,
think- I
without
think,
question.
yeah.
Without
He'll be
question.
a #1 pick.
Yeah, without question.
I don't
You don't
know.
think
I
so?
look at some of these mock drafts, they're not talking about him because
No, there was how many teams?
You said a number
Well,
one pick or a first round pick?
He's
A
a
number
defensive
one.
lineman.
Oh,
He'll
I
be
don't know.
#1.
Nah,
I don't think he'll be the number
I don't
one.
think he'll be
I think he'll
first
be a
round
first
pick. Yeah,
rounder.
not a
First
number
round
one.
I don't think
Not
a number one.
No,
No,
Well,
not
But,
number one.
but
So-
7 foot is always going.
In
first round, for the most
retrospect,
part.
That's what it is.
and being the #1, would he be in the top 10?
I think if he wins, it's a possibility.
I have to.
I
and
think
what
the
the team
NBA
needs.
is looking at him and they seeing that this guy's a defensive liability.
He's slow as hell.
He's slow,
Yeah.
and he's not going to be able to do all that
Right.
stuff that he do to
See,
these college
you know
kids
what's
in the
you know
pros.
what's you know what's messed up about it? This is what's messed up.
It's not like he's jokish.
Because you got a kid like Wembyana who came in and he's putting the ball on the floor doing this and
Right,
he's
yeah.
7'4",
Exactly.
and that kid can't do.
But
he's
that's
gonna,
a rarity. With
yeah.
that.
So,
Like,
but he's gonna be judged
He's not the
against
only
that.
one.
What-
Chet
Yeah,
Holmgren do the same
right,
thing.
right.
Oh,
and Chet
Bo-
Holmgren wasn't a first pick.
Bo,
Second
for
pick.
the most part.
Right,
did
he
the
was
same
second
thing.
pick. Right.
Yeah,
These guys,
But- but
they
he's gonna be judged against those
True.
guys,
But
That's true.
and he can't
And
do that.
Jokic wasn't picked that high.
No,
He
he
was
was
a
a second
second
rounder.
Second round pick.
rounder.
65. It's
But
sad.
Yeah,
the
second rounder.
thing about it is, you know,
But Jokic got more skills than that kid.
Of
Yeah.
course he
That
do.
kid
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the kind of skills
No,
Jokic
no.
but
got.
see,
Right.
you
No.
take a chance with the big, heavy, tall, 7 foot guy that could get hurt and stuff, and he's not fast. So it's going to me, it's going to come down to what the team needs,
Right.
like what they need. If they need that, they'll take him.
Well, that later on the first
But-
round.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I
But-
think he's gonna get picked in the
But
first
the
round.
thing is, who really need that in the NBA anymore? That's not the way the NBA
Right? No,
plays.
right.
So he's kind of
Right.
like a dinosaur. He's
Right.
like a living fossil.
Ah!
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? This man is a
He's right.
living fossil, kid.
Yo, I'm crying. Yo.
He's
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Let's not get it twisted.
he could have described it
A
better.
long buzz. That's better. There's only one living fossil. Take it from there, sir. Take it from there. Tell him who you are.
Oh man, I'm
I'm
crying.
just giving him another example of one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was a perfect
Okay,
example.
Out of all the plays that
Yeah.
we've seen coming out,
Huh?
out of all the plays, you think any of these guys could be the #1 pick?
No.
I think it's
don't know
coming
who.
from
Big
Europe.
guys?
Europe,
Yeah,
something.
they-
Yeah, I
it's
don't
gonna be a
know.
European.
Yeah,
guy.
They got-
these
they got a
colleges, I
kid-
don't know who really that outstanding that you would, you know.
They got a
Who they
kid
talking
that
about?
played in France last year. He's in Australia now. He's another
Yeah.
Wembayama type guy. He's 7-something. He shoots the three. He handles the ball. They talking about he's gonna be the first pick. And they talking about like 4 or 5 Europeans might be picked before any American guys get
Awesome.
picked.
Times
That's
have
how-
changed.
that's
Is his brother coming out this year?
Who?
Wemby.
Well, I don't know.
His brother's good.
But see,
Yeah, his brother's
Yeah,
good.
if you see
I
all,
seen highlights of his
if
brother.
you see
yeah.
all the top guys,
He ain't is that
if-
twice. He's like 6'9" or something.
Yeah.
if you see all the top guys in NCAA, a lot of them is forwards, small forwards and guards.
I like the kid from
Yeah.
Tennessee though.
Which one? Who?
Dalton Connect.
Oh,
Yeah.
Connect.
Yeah,
Is
I
not
think
bad.
he. I think he's gonna.
Connect is not
He's
bad.
gonna be.
Connect
I
could
think
be a
he's
lot
gonna
of
be.
pick.
Connect,
If
yeah,
he
Connect
will
is
be a
not bad.
player, I would look at the pick.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I like his game.
Yeah, he's
I
not.
like
you know,
this
it's
game.
funny you was mentioning that McDonald's All-American. So I said to myself, I said, let me look in here and see what last year's McDonald's All-American thing is. And honestly and truthfully, if you really don't follow college basketball, you ain't gonna know most of those guys that played in that game.
Right.
Right.
Shepard and Dillingham is 2 because they play in
You
Kentucky.
can play
But
Kentucky,
you
right?
got guys that are all over the country, and because they haven't excelled
Right.
at that level, usually,
Who these guys?
yeah, who are they? Exactly.
You're right about that.
We got some catching up to do. These Europeans is coming and passing us by, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
that.
Well, how
play-
great are they
They
on the
playing pros at
defensive end?
16.
Well, that's
Not that
that's
great.
it. It's not that great.
It's not that great.
they looking at
but
the
they more
movement,
advanced.
pick and
Yeah,
pop,
with
and
that,
all of
yeah.
that other stuff.
The
and
outside
offense,
shooter.
yeah.
Right. And you getting these 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guys that can do that, pick and pop and hit the jump shot and they're good at
What you
passing.
say, Dave? How good is what?
Them,
their
them
defense.
Their
defensively.
defense.
Oh,
on the defense.
yeah,
side.
no,
No.
they not. Wemby
Okay,
is a rarity because he's defensive player of the year. But
Right.
the only reason they don't give it to
And how
him,
much defense does the NBA play anyway nowadays?
That is that.
That's
right,
another
like a
thing.
dying-
That's another
I mean,
thing.
as the
Not until you get to the playoffs.
right, that's
Right.
when you start
At
seeing
least
the
you
dying
hope so.
art, right.
Right.
At least that's what you're hoping for, that they start playing when they play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That
That's
don't
when you
have the
usually
same thing
see it.
going on.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think it's right. It's a dying art, but I guess it get intensified once the playoffs start because you somewhat have to make stops.
But you know, it's funny. You got guys that play defense, but then the rest of the guys on our team don't play it.
True.
Right.
Like Mitchell Robinson is a defensive player. Jalen Suggs on the Orlando Magic is a top defensive player. That guy Thibault on
He's a good defensive player.
right.
That
You got
kid,
guys.
that kid on OKC who was playing last night, who was holding Jalen Brunson. That got that. He's
Williams, right?
no,
Not Williams.
I forget.
Wallace?
Dort.
I think that's the
Or
guy.
Joe.
He got in foul trouble. Dort,
Dort?
Yeah, he got in
Joe.
foul
That
trouble.
was Dort.
Yeah,
Dort.
that
Dort,
guy.
he's been in the league for a little bit as
Yeah.
a defensive player.
And he's
Let me ask you a
that's his
question.
forte.
Let me tell you who else is not a bad defensive player. Shea Gilgeous.
No, he's not.
He's decent. He's
Yeah.
He
decent.
played better defense than most guards. In
Yeah,
him and
yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
he
agree.
do.
Him
He
and
do.
De'Aaron Fox both
Yeah.
are top in steals in
Right.
the league.
Yeah, I agree.
They
Let me
play.
ask you. You mentioned Mitchell Robinson. You think Mitchell Robinson is a good help defender, or you think Mitchell Robinson is a good one-on-one defender?
No, he's a help guy.
He's a help guy,
Yeah.
right? Because he gets abused by the
No,
by
he-
the
oh,
by the
yeah.
good centers.
Oh,
He
yeah.
gets abused.
No, one-on-one is
He
that's
gets
all good.
abused,
but
but he save a lot of his players.
right, he
Right.
saved
He
No,
guys.
save a
he
lot
does.
of his players when they
Right.
get beat and
get
go
beat,
for that, and he's
right,
blocking
right.
it. They shot.
But you know
Well,
what?
that's a good
Not
help
for
defender.
nothing.
Yes,
Yeah,
Not for nothing. So is Hardesty.
yeah. But
Hardesty's a little better offensively than he is.
But he's
A
also
lot
a little
better.
bigger too, and he don't get hurt.
No, he don't get hurt.
he don't
But
get hurt.
he's a good help guy too.
Right? Yeah, he is a good
He's-
help guy.
He's gotten better for the last
But
2
he's
years.
another guy
Yes.
that's
Him
gonna
playing
be
with
a-
the Knicks
he's
got
gonna be
better
abused
because Dave couldn't stand him
one-on-one.
when they got him as a
I
free
remember.
agent.
I remember.
He signed for the
He
Clippers.
said, "Oh,
Dave was tight.
I remember when they. I
Dave
remember.
was
I
tight.
remember that. He said,
He
"Oh,
was
yo,
tight.
yo, he's been a role player everywhere he's
Yeah,
been." Right?
what he did for the Clippers.
Yeah.
What he did for yo, he was
I
tight.
remember. I remember that.
He was
I do
tight.
remember that.
But he's done well with them.
I want to plead temporary insanity.
He's gotten
I'm
better.
gonna be a stand-up guy
Right.
and be the first to issue an apology to Hartenstein.
Yeah.
He's my guy now.
Yeah.
I had to carry
Wow, what
I had
a
to
fool.
carry his gym bag
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever. One for the ages. Word. I'm going to the games. I'm enjoying what he's bringing,
For sure.
and he gave Holgram the business last night.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did
he
very
sure
well.
did.
He was
He did very
so
well.
he was stuffing it on him and
Yeah,
everything.
he did very well.
And
I like
actually,
him myself. I like his
Holgram
game.
didn't even play good. He had 5 points,
He did
5
nothing.
Yeah,
rebounds.
no, he didn't do nothing.
He
See, you know
wasn't-
what? I don't believe in Hogan because if you press him and you get up in him, I don't think he
You
can
don't
do
think
too
he
much.
does.
Even though he got skills, but he likes to
He just
free.
wasn't in the game.
Yeah,
yesterday
he's like
for some reason.
freelance.
He wasn't in the game yesterday.
He's
He's
like
a better
freelance
player than what he
movement.
showed
Yeah.
yesterday. for
Yeah.
sure.
But it was really Williams that was giving the Knicks the business. And then when I
That
looked
guy
at
Williams is something. No,
and
And they
then-
sat. I'm sorry, I mean, but they right before you get, they sat. Gilchrist was out in the
For a
fourth quarter
while.
a lot.
Yeah.
Shit.
But
Yeah.
what was so funny about it though, when I looked at the minutes they had, and I think that was wrong, they had Shea Gildridge logging the most minutes out of
Really?
any
Yeah.
players. And I'm like, that
It didn't
gotta
look
be
like
wrong
it.
because
Yeah.
I was looking at the same thing. Like
Yeah.
he was sitting for an extended period of time
Right.
in the fourth quarter.
The announcer kept saying it, and Gilchrist is still not in the game.
Right.
I was like,
So
okay,
I'm like, and
That kid
let him
Williams
stay
is
over here.
scary.
he
Let him
played
stay there.
35 minutes.
Yeah,
Williams
him
played
and
30.
Williams both played 34 minutes.
Well, according to what I had,
According to this, it's 34 minutes each.
I absolutely
And the thing about them,
think they had it wrong.
they got a lot
my.
of guys that play a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
They play a lot of
They
guys.
play a lot of guys and they all double-digit minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing less than 10 minutes.
I gotta throw this out there. My niece
You see,
was in town right for the weekend.
see right here, it said Williams 34, Shea 35. So I think my staff stuff was wrong. It's
Yeah.
probably BO. So I would go with
And
yours,
Dort,
sir.
because Dort was out. He got in foul trouble, and he was, but they got him for 29 minutes.
28 minutes.
Shit, what is it?
See,
29,
mine is BO. Let's go with Serge.
yeah.
Let's go with the sports star.
My niece comes in, so she was taking the train in from Maryland. So we go pick her up at the Penn Station. So I go downstairs. So I'm looking around. They got the departures of the trains. So I have to go ask the lady. I says, "Where's the arrivals thing?" She says, "On the other side." So they got the at Penn Station, they got the seating area in the middle.
Mhm.
So I go around to the other side. I'm looking at the screen. Got the arrivals. Okay. Washington D.C. Boom boom. Okay, track 10. So I said, okay, I'll go stand by track 10, waiting, train come in, waiting. My niece calls me, "Uncle, where you at?" I said, "I'm standing by track 10. That's where the train coming in from." She says, "Okay, well, I'm upstairs." I said, "Okay, where you at?" "I'm standing by Starbucks." I know there's a Starbucks around the corner. Go back around the corner. Starbucks is closed. I'm looking around. Where's she at? She ain't nowhere around. So I called back. I said, "Janae, I'm standing by the Starbucks. Starbucks is closed. The one I'm standing next to was open." I was like, "Huh?" So I'm saying, okay. I go see another cop. I say, "Yo, you know where another Starbucks is at?" He says, "Yeah, go downstairs, turn right. There's a Starbucks there. That one's close to the Long Island Railroad." So I go down there. I go around the corner. Starbucks is open. I'm looking around. I still don't see her. So I call her back. "What Starbucks you at?" I said, "I'm standing by the Starbucks. It's open." She says, "I'm over here by where the Monahan thing. Monahan's a Starbucks right here." So I'm looking. So I asked another cop. So I said, "Is there another Starbucks?" He said, "Yeah, there's one up there by the Monahan." That's the new part that they built over there,
Right.
going towards under the post office.
Oh, okay.
So I go past the token booth, go up the escalator.
A lot of Starbucks over there.
Yeah,
yo.
so I come up the escalator, boom, Starbucks right there. She's standing right there. That's the new thing they built because it goes from 8th to 9th Avenue, and it's all
That's a
right under the
long-
Monahan post office.
Right.
It's huge over there.
I can imagine that.
I
So-
guess
You can walk
the
behind
moral
the
of this
outside.
story was you got a good workout looking for Starbucks.
Yeah, I was
Looking
walking
for a
all over
beast.
that
Oh,
place.
so you can walk
It's-
without going outside?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
You can walk
I
from
just said
7th
that's like
Avenue
4
to 9th
Starbucks
Avenue
is
without
right
coming
there.
outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
but check
Is
this
it
out.
stores? Is it stores all the way down?
All the way down. It's
Wow.
even when you go up to
Check that. I got
when
that
you go up there to where the Monahan, but there's stores, there's restaurants, banks, all kind of stuff. There's a big old hallway, all kind of
I
junk.
haven't
there.
been over there in a long
Yo,
time.
it's nice there. It's nice.
I'm gonna check
Imagine
that out.
brand
But check
new.
this out. So I said before I go to my car, I said I gotta go to the bathroom. So she said, "There's a bathroom right there." So I go inside the bathroom. I never seen this before. So it's a new bathroom. Gotta do what I gotta do. Go
Right.
to the sink. They got 3 things on the sink. One is soap. It looks like with the water come out. One is a soap.
Uh-huh.
One is water. One is a dryer. I'm looking at because I put my hand under
Right.
one,
Under the
and
one-
the
you know
dryer
it's the
came
faucet.
on.
You know
So I
it's the
went over
faucet.
to the other one,
It is the soap.
and it's the soap. So I walk, and then I go to the next one, and then the water come out.
Right.
Man. I was like, I was tripping, man. I said,
Crazy.
I've never seen this
Right,
before,
right,
man.
right.
I've never seen this.
I'm gonna check that out.
So
Oh, don't go there just for that, though.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, make sure you check the
They
back.
got the restaurants.
there's a bunch of
They
restaurants.
gonna think he's a creep.
Yeah, it's a bunch of.
Watch that guy when you go in the
watch that guy,
bathroom.
yeah.
right?
Remind me to put my
They ain't
pause-
letting those guys. They ain't letting the bums hang out
They-
on
they
that
not.
news part.
Remind
Not
me,
yet.
remind me to put a pause button on this.
Well, if you go to the car show, you can go that way and they take you closer.
to
Right.
the
Now,
Jabbers, right.
right. Well, the 7 train, I forgot that the 7
Oh,
train is
Goes
right across the
around
street.
the corner.
Right around the corner.
Wow. That's how long I ain't been
Right,
over
right around the corner.
That's crazy.
That's my story.
Yeah.
I took my grandson and we took the F to 6th Avenue
And you walk.
and walked.
That
And then
one
I
you didn't
walked,
even realize.
and then I forgot about Hudson Yard, and I'm 67, so walking
I would
was
have
a
did this.
walk.
Yeah, it's a walk.
It's a walk.
It's
I
a
ain't gonna
walk.
lie, them blocks
I did that
in
before the
Manhattan
blocks alone.
are
Manhattan
long.
blocks are
They
long,
crazy long. I
Yeah.
told my grandson, I said, these blocks ain't like the
The
blocks
avenue-
we
Come on, Grandpa.
The avenue is
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's so funny. Last week I had a doctor's appointment. I was around Columbus Circle. I was on 59th and 9th, and I called my son. I said, when I came out, I said, let me go stop by his job. He's on 49th and 6th.
Right.
And I
That's
walked
a
there. My
journey.
son said, you walk? I say, yo, you know how good it felt me walk with my knee? That
I
felt
hear you,
good
man.
that I had
I
to,
hear you.
I couldn't walk 2 blocks before.
That's good. Though.
And I walked all the way from there
Nigga,
to
that's
his
a
job.
journey.
That's
And
good.
it felt good to do that, bro. 'Cause it's been such
That
a
is
long
good.
time
That's
that I
good.
was able to walk that.
But that's a
long.
good walk.
Yeah.
From from 34th Street and 6th? That's a real good walk.
That's a walk.
That's a good walk.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it is.
But believe you me, when we left, we went around the corner.
He got on that
Went
7.
down that long escalator.
That's
That
right.
escalator. That
It is a
escalator
long
is
way.
long.
Hey, you could, it's
It
like
was
you're
so-
going straight up to the
Yeah,
heaven.
exactly. And it's so long.
Yo,
And
it
I
look
told my grandson said to me, "It feels like we're going backwards." I said, "Don't worry, grandson. We'll be down there in 20 minutes."
Yeah.
Someone
That's
said,
how long it
Serge,
takes.
you ain't jog?
Yeah, jog.
Yeah.
That's what they
Y'all
said.
be visiting me at the hospital if I jog. My jogging days are over. I'm sorry.
Yo, it's funny, man, 'cause-
I just want to be able, as long as I
Yo.
can walk, I'm good.
Yeah, it's
I
funny
ain't running
because
nowhere.
like Sunday, she went back, so she was taking the bus back, and the bus was right across the street from the Jacob Javits. They
Okay.
had the mega bus, whatever. So I'm,
Right.
so I'm going over there, so that I passed by the 7th train. I said, okay, good. When I come in here to this show, that's where I'm taking this shit,
Right,
man.
okay.
So much more
Yo,
convenient.
it's right around the corner. The last
I
stop.
was like, you know what? I said, no way, grandson. We just gonna go around the block. We're gonna get on this train here. We're gonna have to take 2 trains.
Yeah,
Because I was trying to beat the 2 train thing.
Right.
And that was because I originally I was gonna take the F to the E and go to 8th Avenue
Okay.
and save 2 blocks.
right.
Did not even remember that the 7 went to Hudson Yard because
Right.
that was recent.
Yeah.
Right.
Almost
I ain't
at the
putting
same
that
time
7
that
on
we
the dog.
left, it was starting that
Right.
up. So
Did you know that the Long Island Railroad go to Grand Central now?
yeah. That was part of that
instead of-
Monahan thing.
Right.
Yeah, they extended
Once they
it.
opened that up, I think.
Yeah, they extended it.
then yeah.
Yeah. It's because you can catch the 7 train from there
Right.
and go straight there. You
Right.
Catch the
Right,
railroad because
right.
you ain't got to pay for the railroad.
Right.
Right.
So
So, we have what college? The Final Four women's tonight.
no,
Yeah.
it's not.
Nah,
it's
it's
the
not
Final
the
Four.
Final
Four.
It's the.
It's
They,
the-
No, it's
they're in the Elite Eight.
The lead eight.
You win these games, you get to the
They're
Final
final.
right
Four.
behind, right.
Right.
They're right behind them.
Okay.
Yeah, they play today and tomorrow, I
Yeah.
think.
So you got was it
Iowa,
first game is
LSU.
Iowa and
Yeah, it's 2 games today, and I think it's 2
LSU.
games tomorrow.
LSU plays Iowa, right?
right, and then Connecticut plays USC.
So that's a big game. And what are your perspectives on that? LSU against Iowa. Who do you
We
think?
talked that in the beginning of the show. We said
Yeah, we were saying.
pretty much
I'm
everybody
rooting
say
for
LSU probably got the better team.
But Kate-
Well, I ain't putting nothing. Listen.
Hmm.
I ain't putting nothing. I watched that girl play a whole game the other day too, and I'm very impressed with her game because she don't just shoot the ball; she set her teammates up very well.
What I want to see is how the referees are going to call.
Right.
That's
Well,
what I because
Okay, that's my
Yeah,
pet peeve.
that's
That's
that.
a segment. We
that's
can talk.
yeah. I know you
that-
talked about
that-
that, and we
that's-
could talk about that
that's
before we
my,
go out.
Yeah, we need to talk about
One of my
that.
segments.
Yeah.
When you talk
Well-
about do a segment,
All
that
right.
was my segment.
Well,
Right.
let's get it.
Let's
started.
get it started because
So who
the
would like
referees.
who would like to lead?
I
off?
want to lead it off because you brought
Yeah,
up the
let 'em-
subject.
All right.
My segment is the referees.
Now I saw the last couple of games that Iowa played, and there was a big thing about it because she's getting the calls. You can't play her close, and she extends her arm a lot
She does that
when
a lot.
guys when people no,
Even
I'm
on
saying
her
guys,
players
yeah.
too.
Right?
They
Right.
they give them the calls too.
They
her
getting the
players,
call,
too.
and it was like more than double what the other teams
Who
was
they
getting.
beat the game before they played this week? What was that game?
Damn. Oh my God, I see it in my head. I can
Because
see
that
it.
was the game they barely won.
They was up. The other
It was,
team
it
was
was
up.
Colorado.
No, I'm talking about LSU. Yeah,
Was it Colorado? I think they
I
played
think it
against.
was Colorado.
And I don't. They got no calls.
They didn't get no
at
calls.
the end. They gave them Iowa all the calls.
All because I think Iowa
know,
got like about almost
and
more
then
than
I think
double
they only
calls.
won by like I don't know, it was like 5 or 7 points. They
Right.
didn't win big. But I said, yo, you watch these games, and you don't have a clear interest. I just want to see a good game,
Right,
but I
that's
hate
all I
to
wanna
see
see.
cheating. Just like last night, watching the Knick game,
Mhm.
and you can't tell me that wasn't an N1
Right.
when Brunson got hit when he scored that layup and
Right.
fell to the floor. They give this guy no calls.
No.
I had a
They-
conversation
they give
with
him
Coach
no
Curry
calls.
about this.
They give him no calls.
All right, so let's
So these
let's-
referees,
let's
I
go.
don't get it. And this is what I don't like. This is my real pet peeve. Because I don't want the next day y'all do that thing after the 2 minutes.
Don't tell
whatever
me
the-
that. Yeah, I don't
And
wanna
then the
hear
next
that.
day we talk about we made a mistake.
Right.
So I don't want to hear that.
No,
I don't want to hear that.
because it's not going to
'Cause-
change anything.
No, right. What is that going to do? Because if I
Ruined the Steelers.
Right.
what do you call it? Right. If you protest the game, you're not going to win.
Right.
You're not going to win. So what? You might as well take that protest and throw it out.
It's
Because y'all don't let the protest go over. You'll
No.
never say so.
All right, so
It's ridiculous.
so could we
These
start-
guys
with the segment? Is
With
this-
yeah, this is part of
Yeah.
these guys with in this college, watching college too, and the pros.
Mm-hmm.
These refs, I don't know if they go to school, what they got to do, take classes. They got to do something because you can't control the game. You got to call the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't try to control the game. You there just to call the game, and you gotta the obvious you gotta call.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The obvious you gotta call. You know, these sometimes I think you anticipate a call. Even yesterday, as good as that guy Edie played yesterday. Yo, every time they touched him, they made a call.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you just got what you say 287-4?
Right.
Come on, he can't touch fouls. Come on, man. One time they really had all ball. And I guess and your game enough. I'm like, really? I mean, these refs are bad, man. They got to be better, especially when you playing
They
games,
anticipating stuff
right?
too much.
These magnitudes when the games mean so much.
Yep.
You got to be on your game, just like the players got to be on
Exactly.
their game.
Exactly.
The refs got to be on their game. They got to be better.
Yes.
They got to be better.
I agree with you.
So you'd rather a late whistle, like not a quick whistle.
Just make the right call.
Right, make the
if you got to blow the whistle, you got to make the right call.
Right.
What I don't like is where, like you said about Bunter, if he drive and he gets bumped, because he does, it's a little
contact.
hesitation. He gets contact,
Yeah.
right? But you call a tap foul. The very next play, going down the court, you may call a tap foul. And I'm
Exactly.
sitting there like, are you serious?
Right.
All
Right.
three of y'all. How you gonna let that go? Marginal contact, but you call a tap foul on the other end.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come
Yes. It's horrible, man.
on. That's-
And we
it's-
didn't we speak about this a few weeks ago as
Yeah,
far
we
as
did.
like betting and
Right,
being
right.
And
unbiased.
see that now you got to think about that too now.
Yeah.
Right.
Does betting have
Mhm.
anything to do with these calls at
Right.
the end of the game?
Right.
Right.
You got to put that in. Now it makes you think about
It does
that.
make you think,
It makes you think
It's
about
ridiculous.
that now.
you know.
'Cause
And me,
there's a-
like you said, me and Dave had a conversation about that, about him getting called. Now I get what you're saying. He didn't get the call, but they were up, and then they go to the next play. So I can't really complain about the goal. Yes, he should have gotten the call, but he made the basket. They up. So now you got to defend on the other end, and whatever happened
Right,
happened.
right.
What's got the call.
Right.
But I can't really come in. Now, if he didn't make the basket and he goes, now I'm gonna complain because I got hit, you didn't make the
But
call, and
if
I
he
didn't make
makes-
the basket.
if he
got and one.
if he made the basket, if he
Right.
get the foul shots and one,
Right,
when
right.
a guy go down court and make the shot, it's a tie
It's a
game.
tie
Instead
game.
of you
So you
losing
beat-
by one,
yes.
Right.
it's a tie game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a tie game because he
You know.
definitely got fouled.
Oh, he got bumped. Yeah, he
definitely got fouled.
He got bumped on that
Got
low.
Oh.
laid out.
Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah. So I don't know. I'll be watching these games and sometimes like Serge, I'll be mad, man.
Did you see the play?
I can hear it through
You
the
got-
phone.
yeah,
yeah, yo, he was screaming.
I'll be
that.
tight,
He
man.
was
I'll be tight.
Did you see the play? I think I saw it on Instagram. The guy from the Bulls, they were playing Washington, and what's his name? Poole got the ball and ran right into what's the guard used to be with the Lakers, the white guy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Caruso.
Go ahead, Caruso.
Right,
He ran
right.
right into him, knocked Caruso down. Caruso was like, he banged on the floor. He's looking at the ref.
Right. 'Cause the ref ain't
Ref didn't make no
ref-
call.
ref ain't make no call.
He got up, Poole dribbled the court. He gave him the four. Then he
Right,
like, oh, you gonna call that though?
Right,
So,
right.
He
Yeah,
knocked
it's
him
just-
down though.
yeah,
He said, "What
it's-
you gonna call that?" Shit, man.
Players get see, and that's the thing
He
too.
didn't get kicked out.
No, he
You'll
didn't get kicked out. He didn't get tech either.
you'll get
Shut
players to start taking it into their own hands,
Right,
and then that's gonna mess up the game.
right.
'Cause
It
you
is.
you ain't making a proper call
Mhm.
when you should.
And then the ref gonna take offender. Oh, you showing me out. What you say? The call's right in front of you.
Right in front of you. How you looking at it? You right there, and you don't make the call.
Exactly.
Right there.
And usually when they feel that way,
Yep.
you getting the tech.
You getting
When
the
feel
tech.
that you showing
You
me
showing
out,
him up. You getting the
get
tech.
the tech.
Right.
So
Like what's the other one? This happened maybe a month ago. I forgot what team it was. It might have been Houston. No, yeah, I think it was Houston. The guy, the other ref, he'd been in the league a while. He'd been reffing for a while. Went to the bench. Ref goes over there, say something to him, and he didn't say nothing to him. He turned around, gave him a tech
Because he didn't respond to
because he
him.
didn't respond to him. They had called the timeout. Smith, I think that guy, he just got drafted last year, or year before last.
On Houston,
Yeah, and from Alabama, I think he's from, or Georgia.
the tall guy.
Yeah,
I
slim,
know
tall,
you're
slim
talking
guy.
about. Yeah,
I think he was
yeah.
the number 2 pick. I think.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Him. He went to the bench, and I guess he got frustrated because he didn't get a call. So he went, sat down. Other referee with the mustache, I can't remember his name. He goes over to him, and you can see he leaned over, said something to him, and
The guy didn't respond.
he
and
didn't
got
respond
attacked.
to him at all. He didn't say nothing. He turned around, okay, boop, just like that.
That's
And I was
personal.
like, oh, because I was looking to see if the guy, because I saw the play over and over again. I said, I'm gonna see if he spoke, if he said anything back to him, but he didn't say nothing.
That's personal.
They gave him a tag. He turned his back.
Yeah.
He take just like that. I was like, look at this. But it's hard to tell, man, what's going on with these guys.
Anybody want to comment on what the Magnificent said about?
Referee,
Yeah.
it's true.
I agree.
I agree with it.
I agree.
I think they have control, but you don't want them to have the outcome of the gun, because I've watched,
Right.
like I have seen a few Caitlin Clark games. She pushes off a lot,
She uses
and if
her
you
arm.
breathe too hard, she's getting the call.
Right.
She's getting the call. She pushes off a lot, especially when players. I keep saying guys.
She's America's sweetheart right now.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
So
That's
And this
exactly
is
what
the
it is.
revenge game for her.
Right.
right.
This is against Angie. Remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
This is the revenge game. So,
Yeah.
But I tell you the funny thing about that too, because if y'all don't know, if you listen to them, they're very good friends.
Right.
They say we do this
They,
on the
they've
court.
been
They
playing
bring it
against
up
us on AAU
for a long,
games,
for a
right.
long time. They say don't think we. They said they are very good
right,
friends,
right,
but they trying to bring
They
up the
go
women's
at it.
game,
right.
and this is what they're doing. But
Right.
off the court, they don't. There's no animosity
Right.
with them off the court or nothing like that.
That's what's up.
They're very good friends.
That's a beautiful
That
thing.
sounds like
Yeah.
a magic
Now-
word
They-
situation.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
when we talk about that, what's very disturbing to me, I think, is wrong to the fans. It's wrong, like according with the collective bargaining agreement, that if you're a coach or a player, that you can't criticize the ref to the media
No, that's
without getting fined.
right.
And if they wrong,
I agree.
how are you winning twice? You won when you robbed me on the call.
Right.
And then when I criticize the call to the media,
Mhm.
you're finding me for
Right.
something that I
Everybody
was right
see-
about.
Right.
Mhm.
That's true.
Right.
I agree.
And that-
That
I
is
agree.
totally
Yeah.
it is
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
It is, and it's the same thing. I'm gonna
But-
jump on something.
But can you
You said-
imagine how much criticism you would hear if they didn't find these cats?
Yeah, you're right. They will keep on going.
It
But-
would be
Well, they gotta straighten
nonstop.
it up.
But it is bad. It is so bad now, where if the refs could come back and admit that they blew a call, and everybody could see it, the fan base could see it,
Mhm.
and everybody could see how horrible the officiating is, something needs to get better. It really does. It's not. It is just.
When do they get held accountable?
right?
Right.
It is
Like you
so
said,
bad.
they got to be held accountable some kind of way too.
Some kind of way.
If the officiating was good, we wouldn't even have instant replay.
I mean, they're gonna
And
make
none of the
mistakes
sports.
sometimes.
Yeah, I don't care about
No, right,
yeah, the
right,
mistakes,
I
yeah.
understand that,
Right.
but there
But-
was a reason why they did that.
Well,
Because it's the crunch time calls that people are more upset about.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the really
Right. Those
bad
are the only
calls.
Well, something like you
Right.
said
Those
yesterday.
are the only ones.
How you go
It's
look
not-
at the
because you
the
can make a
replay
bad call in
and
the
still
middle
get
of
the
the game,
call
nobody
wrong.
That's
cares.
the
So-
thing. That's the thing
That
that
I don't
gets me.
understand.
You look at the
So-
replay and still get it
And
wrong.
still
Well,
got-
Oh yeah,
That
that's-
burns me more than
that's-
anything.
And let me give you an example.
Everyone sees it.
Yes,
Friday night,
because even
They
the
said-
announcer said, "Oh, that's going to be a foul.
Right.
That's
Right,
going to be a
right.
foul."
Friday
That's
night,
And they don't call.
they said Robinson stole the chip. Last night we at the game, and the ref couldn't even throw the ball up correctly. So, like,
Right.
Right,
Uh.
right. He didn't throw it straight up.
right. So, like, how did Robinson steal the chip when they both went for the ball?
right.
And that the officiating, and you can't find me. The officiating is horrible.
It is
Right.
horrible.
All
But
right.
then that's like you said, Kurt. What I said, if you go to the videotape and still get it wrong, what do we got the videotape for?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
What do we have that for then?
Right.
If you look at it and still get it wrong,
And then
I don't get that.
And then when you admit
Right. Then you go.
something, or i.e., when we talking baseball, football, basketball, and like where you saw that the Astros robbed the Yankees, and so it was an admitted error. How does that make it right? How does it make it right?
Right.
If you admittedly acknowledge that these people was wrong, you can't take the championship away from them and say, "Here,
Right.
Yankees."
Right.
And then how does that affect the fan base
Right.
and everybody? Like, yo, we trying to champion our team on, and they got robbed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy, man.
I mean, it's, just,
Yeah.
it's like,
Something has to get better.
right.
In spite of the fact that you put a gag order on because of the way
On
they
the players, you mean, for the gag over.
right
Right, you can't
and the
complain.
coaches,
Right.
but
Mm.
you know, and I get it because sometimes the players they give the refs the business, and I'll be like, well, I'll be thinking, well, they're not going to change the call.
No.
How's that going to work for you?
You know,
Venting.
It's not working. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
but
matter.
like Mungo said, 99% of the times the plays that players and fans
Complain about.
is the last second call, because most of those guys for the rest of the game, it doesn't matter.
Somebody go,
The
how
game
much
is
is the
a blowout,
blowout?
and the calls
Right.
don't fade, don't mean anything. But
Right.
when it's the last second and they make a bad call,
Outcome of a
Then
game. You
And
change
the
the
team
outcome
is
of a
up by
game.
one or
And-
down by one.
and it
or
and
three.
it's against your team,
I
Right.
saw where
it makes it that more egregious.
I
Right.
saw where
Because
Philadelphia,
while you complaining about Jalen Brunson getting fouled, the fans at OKC was saying, "Oh no, that was a clean play."
Right.
They're not complaining.
I
Right.
saw where Kelly Oubre was fined $50,000 for making a comment.
Right.
So I mean,
And then they said that they said they should have called the foul on George. The next day they said that they should have called that foul on George.
right? So
You know what I'm saying? But
so-
that doesn't
and
do. They
how-
lose a game.
and
It
how you
doesn't
turn
matter
around?
now.
Right.
How you turn around and justify that you messed up?
Right.
Now that game could be
Because
They
he
could
went
be
at
one
those
game-
refs. He told them after the game went to them with point. He told them.
they could be
They
one
blew the
game out
call.
there playing because of that decision.
But
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
the other thing is, you said they got to be held accountable. The league, I'm sure, is looking at these guys, and when come playoff time,
They won't choose.
they
them.
don't choose them
Yeah.
because of that fact that they blew a call like that.
yeah.
Somebody
So
got
they
to
get held accountable.
They
No,
get
but
they try to get the
they
best.
usually
refs
get
for
the best
playoffs.
rest for the playoffs,
Right.
Right.
and that's why you don't see as many egregious calls. You see some,
Right.
but it's not like during the regular season where you got some guys who
Right.
ain't been in the league that long. They don't really know the game as well as they should by
Right.
now either.
Nah, that's
So,
true.
Well, we gonna be here, and I'm gonna make a list. And if I see some of the refs out there officiating that don't belong, I'm gonna be up here hollering, "These dudes do not belong here." But all right, who's next? Who need to get this segment off?
All right. So we're going to the Nets right now, and we shot 25 threes. We made 25 threes against the Bulls. We beat the Lakers earlier this season, and we made 23s. And you know, we're a live by the three, die by the three team. And LeBron comes in and makes 9 threes and misses 1. He hit 9 out of 10 threes last night. And, you know, Cam Thomas did his thing, you know, Cam Johnson disappeared. And, you know, as long as I know, Jordan's shadow is above Mike. And I know a lot of people are Mike fans, but LeBron's just still doing stuff that's just incredible to me right now. 9 out of 10 threes was ridiculous. I don't even think I've ever seen Steph Curry do that.
Steph Curry has hit more than 12 threes in a game.
Yeah, but 9 out of 10, like he missed 1 3 last night. And
He
they
shot
wasn't
90% from three.
Yeah, and they wasn't all just, you know, they was I mean, he hit one in the corner that he was
Mhm.
fading out and he hit that. I was like, yo, this dude's is doing ridiculous stuff right now.
He was hitting.
He had a
He
great
was
game.
hitting that
also.
game.
Kudos
I just
to
had vent
LeBron.
on that.
Huh?
He screwed us up last night.
Well, you thought you was gonna win that game?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, you
He was on
still?
a 3-game winning streak.
Are you still rooting for them to make the playing game? They still have a
No,
chance?
there's only
Oh.
one at this point. There's only one game I want,
And what game is that?
the Knick game, because
Where y'all? On 11th place?
we like
Yeah,
13th, right?
11th.
Yeah,
All
11th.
right. I need this game because KD, Kyrie, and Harden gave us the 4 games cushion because we was tied before they got here, all-time series,
Mhm.
and now we done gave it all back.
Well, you thought you was
Oh,
gonna
he
be
was-
that way forever, man?
Oh, he
Yes.
knows it.
Oh,
I want to
God.
get the lead and keep it.
Keep
Now, if y'all win
keep
this,
this guy somewhere.
if y'all win
man.
this game, if y'all win this
That's
last
all he
game, we
worrying about.
tied
He
again.
just
Yeah, I
wanted-
know.
I'm only worried about that because we not going nowhere.
Oh, we knew that
So I
already.
need at least one thing for
should
the
happen
year.
good for you.
Right. I just need one thing. Just win the Knick game.
Well, if you had beaten the Lakers, then you would have had it.
No, I need them.
No,
need
he
that
don't
game.
care about the Lakers
Right, we
game.
don't care about the Lakers game. I need
We
that
can
just-
lose.
game.
We can lose all the rest of these
Right.
games.
Just
I
wanna
want
beat
to
the
win the
Knicks.
If
Knicks
I go
game.
4-78 and they
Right.
all the Knicks, I'm happy.
It's 4 games against the Knicks, right?
Yeah, let me
Alright.
ask you a question.
You got it
Then-
bad.
but then-
You got
then-
it bad.
I didn't
then
hear
you
what
the
y'all talked
champion of
about
the
this
city.
about.
You got it bad. bro.
Right. If we the champion of the city.
How come,
I got you. I
We
got
like
you.
we was
You
talking
know
about the
got your
referees, I don't
back
know if
with
you
the
had
Nets.
talked about it after. If they state after the game that the call should have been made or the call was incorrect or whatever, but you protest and you lose the protest, how come? I don't understand that. How that works.
Yeah, I don't understand. If you win the protest,
Right.
if the team protests and you win, like the Knicks did that time
Right.
against Houston, they won. But they said, but the game gonna count.
Right.
After they won the
After they
protest.
won the protest.
So what's the sense of protest? Like you said, if
Maybe-
I win the protest, we don't pick up from that
For
point.
that point.
Well, maybe,
You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
play the
maybe
game.
Who won
but
the
you-
protest?
you-
That's
The
what
Knicks did.
Right.
But remember
Yeah, against
Houston
Houston.
when the
But-
3 foul shots?
But now think of
when
this.
Brunson fouled the guy and he got 3 foul shots.
You don't
they
and they
didn't
won-
rectify.
you don't
They
play.
said the Knicks won the protest, but they not changing the outcome of the game.
Right.
Right.
So how do I
Because-
win the protest if
because
you don't change the outcome of the
each
game?
player gets an extra $100.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't win the protest.
No, you
then.
didn't.
You won $100.
I don't know who
But
they
think
I guess
it-
they
think
wasn't
it is.
satisfying us Knicks fans.
You win that protest. You don't play Houston again for the whole rest of the season. Now you got to get on a flight, fly to Houston to play 1 second in a basketball game. The NBA is
Well, that
never
game
going
went
to go for
went
that.
to overtime.
Hold on, what y'all said.
Right,
They
they would have went into
overtime.
overtime.
But
So
what,
5 minutes. They're not going to
Listen,
go for that. You know how
listen.
much it costs
What
to
y'all
have a
act-
basketball game?
what y'all actually said
You don't need
might
the
make
fans.
sense. They might look at that
Right.
and then say, you know what? These refs can't work the playoffs.
That might be true.
They might look
But
at
there's
that
always
like
a
that.
senior guy in the group. Every group has a senior guy.
Right. Well, they might get less games in the playoffs.
No,
Maybe
but
those
now-
2 other guys
but-
may
but-
not get
Right,
it.
that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
but see, that's the whole thing. They don't judge them on the group. They judge the individual
Right.
refs.
Right.
So you could be the senior guy and you didn't make the bad call.
Right.
Maybe it was the junior guy
It was
that
the
made
junior
the bad
guy.
call. So they're not gonna hold that against
Right,
you.
so that's
Right.
that might be what happens.
All right, so we got 7 minutes left.
Sir,
Anybody?
what you got, sir?
I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet.
Okay.
Yankees are 4-0. The Mets are 0-3. Life is good in New York baseball.
Wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be better if they both was undefeated?
No,
It wouldn't.
no,
That would be great for the city.
He's
No,
a Yankee
no.
fan. Come
That
on.
would be great for the
As-
city
as
when
a-
they.
He's a
It
Yankee
ain't.
fan and Mets
I
fan.
know,
They both-
but
they both the
that
same.
ain't great for the city. That ain't.
You don't understand. Buzz me again.
That's his family. All right.
I think it's better when both teams are winning. You ask me.
Well, being that the Mets are 0-3 and they stunk it up, and the Yankees got gifts from Houston.
Wow.
Because they were in the beginning of the game, Houston was ahead every game. The starters pitched well. Houston's bullpen sucks. But this early in the season, because wait a minute, yes you are, because we know the Yankees are not going 162-0.
Of course.
We
No.
know the Mets are not going 0 and 162.
No, we don't know that.
We know
We
that.
don't know that.
We know
We
that.
don't know that.
We
I
know
don't know
that.
about
All right,
that.
I'll give
We
you.
know that.
I'll give
I
you
don't
one
know
game.
about
These
that.
guys
I'll give
is
you one.
bad, yo.
I'm taking one game. You're not giving me
I'll
one
give
game.
you
guys
one.
are
I'm taking
bad.
1
one
and
game.
161.
Yo, they bad.
But I do know I'm going to be there when the Yankees and Mets play each other. I'm going to be there
Okay.
at Citi Field,
All right.
not Yankee Stadium.
I might even
That
go
was
to
your
that game.
segment.
That was my segment.
All right, so I know a guy that got tickets for the 25th at Citi Field. All right.
The
What a,
25th for
what,
what?
what a lovely stadium. It's in a decent
That's the
area
Mets.
too. It's,
That's the Mets Yankees.
yeah,
I might even go there.
it's in a decent area
All right,
too. It's-
so-
you ain't got to worry about your car getting stolen, man.
Listen,
All right, so I want to wrap it up. In spite of the technical difficulty with the phones, we try to troubleshoot it. You know, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to shout out John Green, Anthony Green, Elizabeth Richardson, Eric Wilcox, Steve Sales, Dow Gores, and everybody else, Gerard Williams, everybody else for tuning in.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of y'all.
Appreciate
say-
y'all.
Yes.
I want to say this is my defining moment here. We started this 3 years ago, so this is our 3rd year anniversary. All right. So it's been a grind. It's been great. We go ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. But you know, this is what we like doing, and we appreciate everybody following us and sharing the love. I'm also going to shout out my man Eugene Sproul, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, on the check-in.
I appreciate that.
Nice.
So
Thank you. Keep listening.
that was Gene Hayes. Eugene Hayes. So again, we appreciate y'all. Bars and Hoops been in existence for 5 years. We've been here for 3. We're still grinding, still trying to make it better. We appreciate everybody for being patient and rocking out with us. And we're just gonna be here trying to do the doggone thing till we get it right. All right.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate everybody. I was gonna bring in some bubbly, but I was like, man, my bladder can't take it. So
3 years today.
Fuck this. 3 years
Wow.
today.
Congratulations to
all right.
us.
So yeah, Coach Kurt started with me in the beginning.
Yes, we did.
And we had some interchangeable parts. And shout out to all the other guys that were here and not here. All right. But
Shout out to the guys that are here.
there's no doubt.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you guys. And here we go. And here we are. And we're gonna do it for the Lord, man. All right. That's what we're here for.
No doubt.
So with that being said, we'll be back next week. Trying to
God
get it
willing.
right.
That's right.
So again, thank everybody and whatnot. And we have some interesting events coming up. Matter of fact, if everybody's here, we're looking to have something here on Memorial Day, weather pending. So we're going to try to invite everybody out and whatnot. We will be doing the show that day. We have a large cookout in the parking lot, and want to invite everybody out. And if you're able, we'll be doing the show. You stop by, grab something to eat, come down, come into the studio, shout us out, keep it moving, going back outside. When the show over, we'll come out and cut a rug with you. Now that's weather pending, all right? So more details will come in the future, all right? So that's just part of something that we're gonna be doing. So again, I want to thank everybody. Congratulations. First stop to the next stop for being here 3 years in the making. All right. A dream come true. All right. Thank y'all. And we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Have a blessed week.
Yes, sir. Do your thing, man.
Yeah, thank God for that. You've been cool, I really been cool.
You sound like you know what you're doing.
Sounds of deceiving.
You know what I mean?